League action to kick us off on your Sunday afternoon. Final game of round 4. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside. It is, of course, the Mainland Pouākai hosting the Southern Hoiho. The Pouākai, 1 win from 4 so far in Rapid League, Maya. The Hoiho, 2 wins, 2 losses. These two teams, of course, have already played each other in season 2024, and that was the Pouākai's one and only win, 33 points to 25. Of course, a couple of lineup adjustments since then. Sean Rabadi promoted into the starting lineup, so unable to play Rapid League. So what are you anticipating from this contest?
Look, the biggest thing that's been Pouākai's Achilles heel, you could say, is their lack of scoring. They only score 24 points a game, which is the last in the league, and they shoot at a very low percentage, 29.2% from the field, and they are shooting just under 20% from the three-point line, 17 to be exact. The next up is Queens at 25, so there's a massive deficit in terms of their scoring. You can see them there at 4th on the ladder, and I think that's got to be the main reason, is the lack of scoring. The Hoiho, however, 3rd in the league in scoring and 2nd in the league in their field goal percentage, so just a lot more efficient in their scoring.
We'll see if that is the story here this afternoon in this contest. The Pouākai just back at on home floor for the 2nd time this season. We were here just last week after that stunning win in Tauihi over the Kahu. As we take a look at the Hoiho starting 5, Hurst, O'Connell, Simpson, Mitchell and Harris. And Elise Hurst on hand in Rapid League action, isn't it, Maya?
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. She plays some really good minutes for the Tauihi game, and she's a sharpshooter and a prolific scorer, so that's a really good get to have in the Rapid League.
For the Pouākai, Morrison, Manu Maleunga, Cabello, Tuilave and Ashley Strawbridge, who has certainly made every poster winner this season, particularly in Rapid League, but got 15 minutes in Tauihi just last week in that surprise win over the Kahu. Of course, it was just 2 days ago. The two teams met each other again. Certainly a different story, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't quite the same result.
26-point defeat after a 9-point win, and it'll be the Pouākai to open it up, and there is Ashley Strawbridge. Lovely find by Manu Maleunga, and the Pouākai off and racing.
Ash Strawbridge was really good in their Kahu game at home last week, like we spoke about. Came away with MVP honours to no surprise, and there she is, opening scoring up. Abby Cabello as well, picking up that foul, had her first Rapid League appearance last week against the Kahu on Friday night. 9 points, an assist, a rebound and 2 turnovers, so a good piece to add, and maybe somebody else who can add some scoring outside of Ashley Strawbridge. Yeah,
just the debut game last week for Abby Cabello out of Darwin in the Northern Territory. To bolster the stocks for the Pouākai, Strawbridge up and under, can't get it to go, gets another look and draws the foul. We'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
I saw this many a times last week, the fact that she's so willing to go downhill and use her athleticism, and if she doesn't make it the first time, very likely to get her own offensive rebound. That is something that the Pouākai do very well, both in the Rapid League and the Tauihi. They average 5.5 offensive rebounds a game in the Sky Brand Rapid League, which is a pretty high percentage given that it's a short game.
26 points in the last 3 Rapid League games for Ashley Strawbridge, including a season-high 11 against the Kahu last week, and she's got all 4 points, is it? 4 points, yeah, to get us underway. Sorry, I was getting a little bit confused. As the Hoiho look for their opening points themselves. Simpson with a baseline drive, and well intercepted there. Tuilave, coast to coast. Pouākai, rapid indeed. Manu Maleunga with her first basket.
I spoke to Natalie Cho before the game from the Hoiho, and she said that their main point of difference today that they're focusing on is disallowing transition offense points for the Pouākai, and they've just had almost 4 of those off back-to-back stops, so Hoiho need to find ways to score, and that is not one.
Tuilave, not my gym. 6 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Hoiho, still seeking their first points. Good start by the Pouākai, as it was last week, Maya, when we were here at this gym in Sky Broadband Rapid League. Ultimately losing the Kahu, but that's good pressure there. The inbound pass, turnover on the Hoiho.
Yeah, the Pouākai can be very happy with this start, but like you said, as we know, things can change very much so, very rapidly in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. We've seen it all year round with the Sales NBL and now with this Tauihi season as well, so they definitely don't want to come complacent.
Puākai possession after that block. Here's Cabillo. Nice drive. Try and get the layup to go. And here come the Hoiho and Caitlin O'Connell.
And they'll be wanting to get a bucket here. The Hoiho obviously have not scored just yet, and they have Elise Hurst, who is an import, on the floor. Maybe get her some catches, or they've just got to find some way to score.
Simpson. Oh, good work. Morrison ends up back with Simpson, though. Tough drive and gets the roll.
Wow. How's she done that?
Take a second look here at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just something out of nothing, really, there, Maya.
Look, it's not pretty, but given the situation there at the moment and all the momentum that Pouākai were hosting, it's actually really good that she managed to kind of get a little bucket in there, gets the hoop and the harm. Unfortunately, not the free throw, but they do get the offensive rebound. So just like things could change a whole lot.
Here she is again, Millie Simpson. Kicks it out to O'Connell. Tyler Mitchell loves a three ball. That's the front of the iron there. Here come the Pouākai. Manu Maleonga to Strawbridge, wide open as Cabillo. She'll shoot, and around the world and out.
Super unfortunate, but a great look there for the Pouākai, showing their versatility in terms of their scoring.
There's O'Connell now. Two-player action, and again, Tuilave with her second swat of the game. Staying with it, though, the Hoiho, and a trip to the Chemist Warehouse strike for Abby Harris as the subs come in for both teams.
I really like that pick and roll action. We'll see that block once again and gets her offensive rebound. I love that pick and roll action of Caitlin O'Connell and Abby Harris. Caitlin O'Connell very patient with the way she worked out of that, found the rolling Harris, and obviously Tuilave good to come across and help, but you need more of that from the Hoiho. Very patient offense.
Makes the first as Abby Harris. She's 20 years of age, out of Otago Girls. Makes them both, and we have a two-point game just like that. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first. There's Manu Maleonga pushing the pace, but a hand there from Harris. And the Hoiho could go ahead here or tie things up at the least.
And that's something the Hoiho do very well, very aggressive defensively, emulating that Dunedin type of mongrel, I guess you could say.
Sammy Gallagher, and now she's stripped. Good work defensively at both ends. Strawbridge comes the other way. Manu Maleonga. Some space, kicks it out to Strawbridge in the corner. Look good off the hand, it is good. Ashley Strawbridge up to 7 points.
Ash Strawbridge once again taking over and showing her versatility. We've seen her get to the rim, get a couple of rebounds and go to the free throw line. But now being able to shoot from beyond the arc extends that Hoiho defense. It puts pressure on how they're going to cover that matchup.
There's the experience of Sammy Gallagher now. A lovely drive, a late whistle there on Warren Tafata. And shooting two, Sammy Gallagher from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
It's a high IQ move from Sammy Gallagher, who is one of the most experienced Tauihi players, the only Hoiho player to have been here for now all 3 seasons. Recognising that mismatch and that strength advantage she had over Lauren Tafata and just bullying her way to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Just a little off at the first.
Girls, thumbs up.
Makes the second. And the shot clock goes off here to close out the first quarter. Pouākai, the 5-point lead. Great work, Tyler Mitchell. Getting it a second opportunity, somewhat fortuitously here, the Pouākai. Right on the same page there.
Just quietly, there's Hana Lacey Rameka in the 24 jersey, making her Tauihi Rapid League debut.
Great to see. There's Cabillo on the screen. Baseline. And there's Tafata. And there is the debutante. He's caught in two minds there between shooting and passing. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Pouākai up by 4, courtesy of 7 points from their go-to lady, Ashley Strawbridge.
I mean, I'm not surprised. That's what she averages a game, 7 points a game. Also 3.3 rebounds, an assist and a steal. So she really does do it all. But I think the main problem that the Pouākai have had all rapid league season is that what else is there contributing outside of Ashley Strawbridge? Next up is Tara Manu Maleunga with 4.3 points a game. But, you know, stats like that aren't really going to get you across the line. It's great they've scored that 9 in this quarter, but we saw them score 10 against the Kahu the first time round, and then finish only with 24 at the end of the game. So we're going to see some contributions outside of that. And for the Hoiho, I think their, you know, task is much the same. 9-5, a very low-scoring rapid league outfit so far.
Needing assistance. Speaking of, use that code ASSIST 2024 there. Yourself a large cupped pepperoni pizza at Cowles for just $30. Rather than until Wednesday. It's great to see too, isn't it, Maya, the starters in Tauihi, the likes just to our left here of Michaela Can, so much experience, the Australian point guard, effectively a pseudo-assistant coach there at the quarter-time break.
Yeah, pretty much, and we see it from her on-court as well, you know, always gathering the troops, and she stops them at trainings and gives them a rack up as well. Great leadership skills, and I'm sure she's going to make a great coach someday.
Coming off a massive performance the last time stepping foot on this gym, Michaela Can. 26 points in Tauihi action. Pouākai will win over the Northern Kahu. Tip-off for Tauihi at 3 as Hurst just can't connect on that 3 ball. And here comes Kibolo the other way for the hosts. And here is Lacey Ramika, and she gets her first points in rapid league action.
Like that, she plays a little bit oversized in terms of getting that catch, but had that Caitlin O'Connell matchup, like the strength advantage that she had, and just bullied her way to the paint.
Out of Rotorua originally, Lacey Ramika. Herself down here at Canterbury. There's a Hoiho, get a bucket through Simpson, and a long quarterback pass. Doesn't find Strawbridge. Take another look there. Morrison, right idea, just a little heavy.
It's good from the Hoiho though, kind of adjusting their transition defense now, forcing the Pouākai to try and up their pace and therefore making mistakes. It's definitely what you want in terms of your transition defense.
Good pressure. Cabillo on Simpson. Simpson sticks with it. Here's Duff. Can't get that 3 to go. Tied it up by Simpson. So a couple of second chance opportunities here for the Hoiho. Can they make it pay? Elise Hurst can.
Elise Hurst is an absolute sniper from beyond the arc, and if you get her going, that's going to be very dangerous. I'm sure the Hoiho are going to go back to her in possessions to come.
1 point game all of a sudden. As the Hoiho send a double team at Strawbridge. The focal point, she fights through it. That basket will count. And a 3-point play. Opportunity here for Ashley Strawbridge, having herself a day.
How good is Ashley Strawbridge? Just such a beast. So simple, doesn't do anything flashy, but penetrates really well from beyond the arc. Gets 2 feet in the paint, very athletic in the way that she rises up, and very strong. And there's no doubt that if she missed that, she was going to get her offensive rebound. And
the double digits goes Strawbridge. She's got 10 of the Pouākai's 14. Pouākai lead by 4. There's Duff, a nice little move. Kicks it out to Simpson, good ball movement here. Here is Elise Hurst, almost identical spot, same result.
Well, that's her 3rd shot from that spot, just in this quarter, and she's made the last 2.
Heavy fall there for Tafada, sorry Maya.
Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, that did look quite sore. I hope she's all right.
She's back on her feet, Lauren Tafada, but you're absolutely right around Elise Hurst, and surely something that the Pouākai Rapid League coach Josh Thompson wants to talk things over at half-time around getting her off that 3-point line. There's Morrison now. Picks it up. Key moment here for the Pouākai with Ashley Strawbridge taking a breather on the bench. Cabillo, Tuilave. 4 on the clock. Manu Maleunga. Step back 3, bank. Oh, wasn't far away. Simpson with the rebound. Oh, untidy for the Hoiho. Here's Morrison, good patience, gets the finish.
Great execution there from Timo. Obviously an empty possession for the Pouākai, just before that, so great for her to generate some better offense out of that. And let's send the lead back out to 3 now.
Simpson far away from 3. Can't get it to go. Good hand there, Gallagher, and the athleticism to keep it in. Oh, it's a loose ball. And the foul is going to go on the Pouākai. And take a second look. Previous possession. And plenty of willingness from both teams to secure possession there.
Indeed, this game's been very physical so far, which is really what you like to see. Both teams average around 3 steals a game and a block and a half each. Both teams very much prolific on the defensive end. I know they pride themselves on that. Rapid League, the perfect place to do that.
Works out okay in the end for the Hoiho. There's O'Connell, Mitchell, and Gallagher. A little off. Duff does well to keep it in. And almost the find there from Mitchell to Gallagher. Another steal though. Come the Pouākai. Lacey Rameka. A nice pass there. Morrison in the corner open. Can't make the Hoiho pay. Good rebound there, O'Connell. Here come the Hoiho now. Gallagher. Shovel pass back to O'Connell. Unfortunate there for Duff. Loose handle.
You like the idea. She faked that handoff and then liked the matchup against Manu Maleunga, but great defense for Tara to understand the switch there and then was very much capable of stopping that drive downhill.
So got a 12-second differential here between game and shot clock. Close out the first half. Pouākai up by 3. Cabillo, nice find there. Manu Maleunga, still a little too heavy on the 3 ball. And here come the Hoiho now. Could tie it up with a 3 ball of their own. O'Connell, shot clock off. Trying to get Tyler Mitchell free potentially, but that basket won't count. Foul's just mounting up a touch for the Pouākai. Take a second look there. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
Good to have Caitlin O'Connell back in the Rapid League now. I believe this is one of her first games being played after a shoulder injury. Obviously played with the Hoiho last season and has plenty of experience playing at the representative level.
Here's Duff. Pressure up high. O'Connell trying to create separation. Morrison does well to stay in front. Forces a really tough look. And that'll do it for the first half. It's ebbed and flowed, as is always the case in Sky Broadband Rapid League. And we've got ourselves a game, 16-13 at the half to the hosts. And the big reason behind that is, again, might be the influence and offensive output of Ashley Strawbridge. 10 points, 3 of 4 from the field, and perfect at the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Totally, and you definitely recognise her absence when she's not on the floor. Just those last few minutes as we see Ashley Strawbridge with 10 points. The next up being 2 apiece from everyone else, and that's just been the tale of the tape so far in the Sky Broadband Rapid League season. And she's again on the rebounds, and again much more of a spread from this Hoiho team, probably a little bit deeper in their lineup. And I'm sure the chat now from Josh Thompson is going to be just trying to facilitate any kind of other scoring or contributions outside of Ashley Strawbridge. You'd think that name, Abby Cabillo, would be one of them, as we see her there on the screen. Tara Manu Maleunga as well, yet to get going. So a bit of a lacklustre start from everyone outside of Ashley Strawbridge for the Pouākai, and then you got Vitali Tulave with 2 blocks. And I think this is going to be a good matchup all the way through. Been very impressed with what I've seen so far, and obviously both teams very aggressive defensively. Tara with 2 steals and everyone else there with 1.
On the Hoiho side, they've had their opportunities. They're just shooting at 28% from the floor at the moment, 4 of 14. A couple of extra looks into the Pouākai, who are shooting at 50%. They'll be a lot more pleased with that, given the stats you mentioned pre-game.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they are last in the league, like I said, in field goal with 29.2%. So then up that to 50% on the game and in a half is, you know, definitely favourable. And for the Hoiho, like you said, 28.6, kind of very different from what they typically do shoot. I think getting the ball to Elise Hurst has been a good little spark of energy for them. Maybe something they're looking to go back to. I'd also love to see Tyler Mitchell get going. She's been their leading scorer, averaging 7.8 points per game, and barely had a look at it barely even a sniff. Yeah, only one shot attempt today, which is very unusual. But interesting to see kind of how they approach this coming out of that halftime mark. Now only got 8 minutes of basketball left to play.
Straight back into it. Pouākai with opening possession in the half is Manu Meila Unga to Kabillo. Lane closes on it. Tuivale on the free throw line. Oh, good work by Morrison. And guess who? Jogging on the spot. Ashley Strawbridge up to a season-high 12 points now.
And Morrison with that smart tip there finds Ash Strawbridge in mid-air. A very veteran player, Timo, great leader. Hence why she is the Skyball rapidly captain for the Pouākai.
Here's Hurst again from that spot. Wasn't far away. A second chance there, created and finished by Abby Harris.
Abby Harris quietly having herself a game as well. Some solid contributions for her, up to 4 points.
Oh, great pass. Kabillo. Manu Meila just can't connect. It's the right look, though. There's the Hoiho come the other way. 3-point game. O'Connell away with. Good pressure, though, Tyler Mitchell. Oh, and a whistle. The foul is going to go on the Hoiho.
Both teams very willing to apply a lot of that perimeter pressure and backcourt pressure on the guards, trying to force turnovers. We see here Tyler Mitchell just getting her hands in it. Looks a little devastated at that foul call, but you like the aggressiveness, trying to force the Pouākai out of their offense.
Here is Tuilave down low. And a bully ball, kicks it out. Strawbridge in the corner. And that indecision. Probably should have shot. That was the first thought. But the travel call, a rare error.
I mean, it's a great rotation defense there from the Hoiho, recognising where she was in the corner. It's Elise Hurst there. Obviously, just a veteran play from the import.
Harris unable to get it to connect there. Where do the Pouākai go? We go to Strawbridge again. Hoiho sending numbers to Fata. It's been a hot spot. And shooters roll. Lauren Tafata off the front iron and in.
Clearly Elise Hurst left her heat there, and Tafata just picked it up, and to no surprise, who was it that found her? Ashley Strawbridge.
Oh, Morrison now just ripping it away. And the foul. Veteran play there by Elise Hurst. A couple of good moments there for the hosts, who lead by 6. And as we're alluding to at the half, Myers, a couple of extra contributors here for the Pouākai getting going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what you need. Almost every player has scored now. And obviously, I think Tessa Morrison, I've been very impressed with the way that she's led this team and making some smart decisions offensively and defensively. But Ashley Strawbridge is just such a beast. She's definitely got to be up there in MVP rankings for the entirety of the Skyball Brandon.
Cooking with gas, I reckon, at the moment. 14 points. Having a field day. Mid-Cantabrian. Simpson, good drive. Just can't get the roll. Plenty of contact. Again, it's Abby Harris there to tidy up. She's up to 6 points.
Yeah, I've loved her contributions, and once again crashing that offensive glass for the Hoiho, who aren't having a lot of luck offensively. She's been a bit of a saving grace and a breathing point for them and keeping them in the game. Morrison
from 3 up top. Gallagher with the rebound. Hoiho not out of this. It's down by 6. Changed so quickly. Lovely pass. And the second pass to Mitchell in the corner. We've been asking for it, Maya. There she goes.
Thank you, Gort. Tyler Mitchell finally getting going. And a great recognition there from Abby Harris. Caught it in the low block, recognised the double team straight away and found the shooter in the corner. And I'm sure there has got to be some corridor about Tyler Mitchell being wide open in the corner. You definitely don't want that to happen more than once.
Great battle this. The pride of the South, 23-20. Just when it feels like the Pouākai about to creep away. Hoiho trying a counterpunch. There's Duff. Little shimmy. Loses the handle. Flings it back in. Straight to a Pouākai player, and they're off and racing. Tafata to Manu. Male all up from 3. Oh, it was online. That's not enough. Now the Hoiho the other way. Tyler Mitchell went with the pass, and last touch by the Pouākai. So one final opportunity here in the third for the visitors, down by 3. Mitchell, it's a long 2. Doesn't go. Tied it up by Kabillo. Will she put it up? No, she won't. And that brings an end to quarter number 3. 23 points to 20. Anyone's game, Maya.
I mean, that's exactly what we want to see in these rapid league matchups, right? Probably both teams coming off 2 losses, actually. The Hoiho losing to the Pouākai and the Fry most recently, and then 2 L's in a row to the Kahu Rapid League team for the Pouākai. So both teams definitely battling it out right now. No team wants to go 3 losses in a row, and we can definitely tell. And I think the beautiful thing about the Rapid League season is the fact that both teams really, they begin to find their feet progressively as things go, and you can see that of the Hoiho right now. And we can see Abby Harris and Elise Harris having a good little boogie at the tunes being played from the DJ. And that's a name that I want to see get going again. Elise Harris, we saw her those back-to-back triples, and she's kind of been quiet ever since then. I reckon if she can get going, this could swing for the Hoiho.
Quarter number 4, 3-point game. Interestingly, Mike, Ashley Strawbridge have a breather to begin the final stanza. 14 points. It's been reminded by the stats goat, Mike Lacey. 17 points is the highest individual score in Rapid League by a Pouākai player. That record is held by Jacinta Beckley. So a record rewriting in the offing here, potentially.
Potentially. Shout out
Wouldn't
Lacey
rule it out.
Lowdown. No, I wouldn't at all. I mean, you know, giving her trips to the free throw line and the 3-point line. And
got to get back on the court, of course.
Oh, yeah, that would help. That would help.
Harris, 3-ball off to the left, but tidied up by Hurst. And she'll now put it up from her spot. Wasn't far away. And a third look for the Hoiho. Duff can't get it to go. And finally, the Pouākai tidy it up.
I mean, it's a great couple of bites of the cherry for the Hoiho. Wide open looks for both Alex Duff and Elise Hurst, who are good shooters. And there goes some more contributions outside of the one we've been talking about.
Yeah, first points of the afternoon for Vitolia Tuilave. Now getting to work defensively. Oh, nice cut there. Emily Simpson. And the Hoiho and the Pouākai trade buckets early in the 4th. Manu Malaonga, baseline drive. Unfortunate. Here come the Hoiho. Simpson just slowing it down a touch. Hurst. Work by Tafata. Simpson again. Pivots. Finds Mitchell open. 3-ball. Didn't like it the minute it left her hands. Tidied up by Tafata.
Tough day from beyond the arc for the Hoiho. Only 3 of 14 now, 2 of which have come from Harris, and Abby Kabillo bullies her way to the free throw line.
I'm sure Maya, as a, with respect, a diminutive guard yourself.
Oh, man. No one would have known if you didn't say anything.
You enjoyed that drive there from Abby Kabillo. So take a second look at the GJ Gardner Holmes replay.
Look, she is incredibly fast, uses her speed well, and is very strong for her size, which has made her the caliber of a backup WNBL point guard at just, you know, what do you say, 5'3", I guess you could say.
163 per stats here in terms of centimetres. Yeah, 1.63. But, yeah.
Not huge. Not huge, that's for sure.
There are taller players on the court.
Wow, look at you. You're really, you know, coming into your own in this old basketball thing.
That's it. She makes them both, Abby Kabillo. Could come in very handy indeed for the Pouākai, searching for just their second win in the Sky Broadband Rapid League season. They lead by 5. Gallagher to Mitchell, up high. Kicks it out to O'Connell. 5 on the shot clock. Mitchell gets it back. Catches Lacey Ramek and gets the roll off the glass.
Yeah, you love that from Tyler Mitchell, doing something outside of our typical three-point shooting. They trail by 3 only now, and for the Hoiho finding a little bit more of their feet in the clutch points.
Long 2 here from Morrison. Drains it.
Mo, we spoke about the need for the Pouākai to contribute outside of Ashley Strawbridge. Tessa Morrison coming to the party now, and that's a varied scoring pursuit from all Pouākai players now. All of them are on the scoreboard.
Here's O'Connell and the Hoiho. Get one back. No, they can't. Tied it up by Cabillo. 90 seconds to go. Pouākai in the box seat. Cabillo to Tuilave down low. The help D comes from Gallagher. And here is Strawbridge. 6 on the shot clock. Cabillo, a lovely pass to Tuilave and the floater. Big time bucket there. 7 points is the margin with just a shade over a minute to play.
Look, that could honestly ice things here as we see a substitution. Sammy Gallagher will take a seat. Again, I think that addition of Abby Cabillo, somebody else who can contribute outside of Ashley Strawbridge, and someone else who can create not only just the scoring but finding, you know, open bigs, open shooters, has really been instrumental for the Pouākai as we see Hoiho taking their BNZ player timeout.
Yeah, BNZ player timeout. Of course, good opportunity to remind you, getting your tickets to the big game. To scan your QR code there for a chance to win tickets. You know, 5,000 to give away to school, sports, community groups. Come along and see a Tauihi game for yourself. Scan that QR code there. If you think it's good on Sky, I'd say even better in person.
Yeah, that Kahu game last week was absolutely electric. Plus, who wants to listen to us commentate?
Oh, well, your words. Duff, side out of bounds. Got to go here now, the Hoiho. Quite Hail Mary areas, but almost as Mitchell can't get that 3 to go. Morrison, experienced heads on the floor for the Pouākai. Might not be aware of the scoring clock situation. There is Morrison. Gets it to Cabillo. And a loose handle. So the door just left ajar here for the Hoiho. O'Connell. Spin. Bounce pass to Mitchell. Can't get it to go. It's just dried up, unfortunately, late for the Hoiho, but they're not dying wondering. Mitchell opts to pass. The corner 3 doesn't go. And the Pouākai surely will get home from here. And in many ways, Mike, down to that first quarter start.
Absolutely, and they found a lot of momentum from that and actually carried it on. And Ashley Strawbridge,
that's
MVP.
fitting. That is fitting that she probably has the last say here. No, she doesn't. Tessa Morrison will, in actual fact, gets the steal off the inbound. And we've got a clock issue here late, unfortunately. But let's see, is that it? I believe it may be. That is game, says Regan Ashley, I believe. Game over. That is the end of that one in Sky Broadband Rapid League, and it's job done for the Pouākai. They've only tasted victory against the Hoiho in Rapid League, and they now have 2 wins against their southern neighbours. They beat them 33-25, and now they've beaten them 35-24. And another big afternoon in this gym, in this competition, from Ashley Strawbridge, just shy of that Pouākai record in Rapid League. 16 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Perfect 3 from 3 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And she is standing by with Maya.
Well, Ash, you've been absolutely killing it in Rapid League recently. How have you enjoyed it so far?
Thank you, Maya. I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah, the team's finally clicking together. It's nice to get a win here on our home court. Yep.
Awesome. What went well today for you guys, do you think?
Just like I said, we clicked today. It's been a while since we have, so it's really nice to get some flow, open shots, tough passes from the girls. So, yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Good luck with the Tauihi game. Thanks.
There are some of the Tauihi starters for Pouākai. Mackenzie Forbes, Michaela Can, Hayley Reinell getting ready to go as we take a look at the key stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse, and there is that name right at the top of the sheet. Ashley Strawbridge with 16 points, 3 rebounds for good measure as well. And the simple message there, Maya, was just they just clicked in that game.
They did indeed, as we see. Abby Cabillo also had herself a game with 3 assists there, but yeah, for sure they've struggled a lot with their offensive flow and finding their rhythm. And today it's really just clicked for them, and I'm sure they can hope that kind of translates to their Tauihi performance as well. Absolutely.
So 2 wins now from 5 for the Horsell Timber, Mainland Pouākai and Sky Broadband Rapid League. So they have now an identical record to the Hoiho, who slipped to 2 and 3. It is about 25 minutes away from 3 o'clock here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. We are going to take a short break before the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Aotearoa clash between the Pouākai and the Hoiho. But don't go anywhere. Right after this, some highlights from the season so far, and then we will be back live at 3 on the button for that Tauihi clash. Can't wait.
Basketball is a move. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roar like an animal. Back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Kia ora, hello and welcome into Cowles Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. It is the Mainland Pouākai back on home floor. Less than 48 hours after a big loss to the Northern Kahu, and they are hosting their southern neighbours, the Southern Hoiho. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside, and Maya just been entertained by it. Thoroughly engaging Sky Broadband Rapid League contest won by the Pouākai. Can the home team take that momentum into Tauihi? What are your thoughts on this contest? Because we saw a very different Pouākai here last week than what we saw on our screens a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, well, for the Pouākai, they'll be desperately hoping that they can claw it back. They had that great win, like we said, against the Kahu last Sunday, and all things looked great. All things looked trending upwards until they scored 50 points against the Kahu on Friday. Completely out of character, and now that they're back home, they'll be sure wanting to find their feet again. The Hoiho similarly trending upwards. They had a couple of losses early in the season and finally got their first win of the season against the Whai. Looked very good and looked as though they're connecting a little bit more. So it's kind of a big game, I think, for both these teams to try and get a positive record and try and continue the momentum or gain the momentum back.
Yeah, so the Pouākai third on the Tauihi ladder, 2 wins, 2 losses. The Hoiho currently in 5th with 1 win and 3 defeats. But that 1 win, as Maya just alluded to, their very last game, 83-76 over the Tauranga Whai. You get involved in our mix and pick poll, the early love with the home team, the Pouākai, but most of those voters there, Maya, anticipating a tight one.
And you'd hope so, right? Most of these teams across the board are relatively even matchups, and I think last time that these guys played, it was relatively even as well, with the Pouākai getting that win 91-78, but it was very close for a majority of the game. And I think we're going to see that once again here today.
Yeah, that scoreline in black and white doesn't really tell the full story of that contest at all. It was 28-14 at quarter time to the Hoiho. They had double-digit leads for large parts of that game. It was the Pouākai really just stormed home late to get the job done. Here is the ladder, the Kahu, 4 wins, the 1 loss, that coming here at this very gym 6 days ago. The Queens sitting second, the Pouākai, as mentioned, 2 wins, 2 losses, and the Hoiho with that 1 from 4 record so far. Here is what is to come here in the Tauihi League, the Kahu and the Whai to open things up in the next round at Event Finders Stadium in Auckland. And it's on to the Whai and the Hoiho. And we'll be back to bring you another Sunday clash next week. And it's the first time the Pouākai met the Queens. It's taken a wee while.
I know, it feels like they've played the Kahu twice back-to-back, but not the Queens yet. It doesn't feel quite right.
Looking forward to all those games coming up here on Sky Sport as we take a closer look at the Chemist Warehouse Southern Hoiho. Paige Bradley as such an influential figure for this Hoiho team. D'Angelo, Zoe Richards, Sammy Bowman and Natalie Chow rounding out the Hoiho starting 5, coached by Todd Marshall. Maya caught up with Natalie a short time ago.
Well, first of all, welcome to Christchurch. You've had a few close games this season, unfortunately, but you finally got the win against the Fi. What does a game like that, do you think, do to prepare you for today's game?
Yeah, a huge win. I'm glad we could pull that one off. It's just something that we want to build off of, and getting that win at home was really important and something that we want to continue to do today. So, yeah.
Awesome. And you lost to the Pouākai last time you played them. What do you think some key points are? Because surely you're thinking that it's winnable.
Yeah, absolutely. A big thing for us was transition defense last time we played them, so we really honed in on that during practice this week, and just doing what we do best and just playing together and playing confident, and yeah. So, yeah.
Awesome. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Nellie Cho there of the Southern Hoiho, and had a big game against the Fi. Clamps on Ashley Jones. So we take a look now at the Pro Build ITM Mainland Pouākai. Mackenzie Forbes, Michaela Can, Hayley Reinell, Sean Rabati and Ezra McGoldrick. They are coached by Paul Flynn, but the local product out of North Canterbury, Ezra McGoldrick, has had a sensational start to season 2024, and she stopped by for a chat with Maya as well.
All right, you're currently 2-2 in the season, some good wins and a couple of losses to learn from. What have you made of it all so far?
Yeah, so far it's been good. I mean, the team coming together, getting to know everyone. Obviously, Paul, new coach, but just learning different personalities, different style of play, and we're just coming together each game, which is nice.
Awesome. You got the Hoiho today, you've beaten them before. What do you think the key points are for your matchup today?
I think today we're just looking to stay together throughout and take care of the ball and execute on offense.
Awesome. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Ezra McGoldrick there, season high 19 points in 2024. Maya averaging just a shade under 15 points a game. Upwards, just closing in on 9 rebounds a game as well. What's impressed you most about Ezra's game so far this season?
Look, she's really stepped up from her performance last year. Was already pretty, high level and contributor for the Pouākai last year, but taken a massive step. Been very impressed with her way to contribute, despite the fact that you got 4 or 5 pretty strong imports on the squad, able to catch it on the wing and get to the rim. Has shot quite well from beyond the arc. Been a massive defensive presence. Just rounds out this Pouākai team quite nicely, and has stepped up really in her leadership as well. I think that experience with the Tall Ferns over the last few years has really contributed to her success, and she's really finding her feet, and I think she's still got a lot more basketball left in her.
Certainly would agree. As you can just see in the backdrop there, the shows we take a look at Ezra McGoldrick. Still no Cassandra Brown, waiting for results of an MRI on a back injury. The Pouākai, she was a key contributor, of course, in their first 2 games, averaging just under 20 points a game, almost in double-digit rebounding as well. Still a big loss there in terms of the interior presence.
Oh, absolutely. They're not a huge team, with her other Pouākai. So without her, definitely, their absence of some height that they like inside. She rebounds the ball really well offensively, creates really well offensively, shoots the ball just at an insane clip from beyond the arc. And obviously has that veteran presence. She's one of the eldest ones in the team and has a lot of experience playing professional basketball, so they definitely do miss her. But they've made do without her.
Coin officials this afternoon, Matt Bathurst, Regan Ashley and Blake Rosanowski. Just on the Hoiho side, speaking of size, Samantha Bowman into the league, averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds a game. But probably what's struck me about that rebounding statistic, 4 of them offensive, and we've become very accustomed, haven't we, here in Canterbury, around creating second chance opportunities with that work on the glass. What's impressed you most so far about Sammy Bowman?
Yes, like you said, she's come into the league and really dominated. Not overly huge, but plays well above her size. Super mobile for her size. Loves that deep seal catch and can just absolutely go to work. Such a lovely player to watch. She's got that inside touch and likes that bully ball, but shoots well from beyond the arc, makes a really good decision, moves really well. And she's very versatile. It's going to be a pretty tough matchup for the Pouākai today, but her with the support of Paige Bradley and the likes of Elise Hurst as well. I think this Hoiho team is really well-rounded, and I think they've been kind of unfortunate to get a couple of those close losses, but I think that win against the Fi is really going to help in terms of the momentum, and that they're actually kind of starting, okay, we've found our offensive identity now, let's see what we can do with it. Yeah,
it could be a turning point, that win over the Fi. Of course, with the returning import pieces of Elise Hurst, Paige Bradley, but in comes Natalie Cho and Sammy Bowman. Faces like Sammy Gallagher, Tyler Mitchell, Caitlin O'Connell there. Some depth. So there's a lot of familiarity about this Hoiho roster. It's just about piecing it all together on the day. Great crowd in, as always, at Cowles Stadium. All in readiness for this South Island clash. And Pouākai got the job done on Hoiho floor earlier in the season. 91-78 on that occasion. Will it be a case of the visitors getting the job done again, or can the Pouākai maintain their unbeaten record here at home after that remarkable upset victory over the BNZ Northern Kahu just a week ago? And Pouākai in the dark blue, Hoiho in the sky blue. And our ball kid this afternoon is Jade Thompson of Mariho Primary. And a quote she'd like me to pass on to the viewers: be yourself, be unique, be courageous.
Oh, that is adorable.
Absolutely love it. Big fan, Jade. And her favourite player, by the way, Ashley Strawbridge.
Me too.
Is that right?
Great choice. Great choice.
Well, she just had 16 points in the Sky Broadband Rapid League to guide the Pouākai to a win there. And I'm going to hazard a guess she'll get some meaningful minutes here too. And GJ Gardner-Holmes' Tauihi as we're underway. And it is the Hoiho who have secured opening possession. It's going to be an exciting matchup, isn't it? The battle of the point guards too, Maya Bradley and Can.
That's been one of the matchups I'm most excited about in today's matchup. Two authentic point guards who can also score at all three levels as well. That is exactly what we want to see here today. Going to see, I'd say, upwards of 30 minutes of that matchup.
Yeah, Michaela Can has played massive minutes. In fact, I don't think she came off in that one against the Kahu when we were here a week ago. Here are the Pouākai now. Reinell, here is Can. She'll kill to the right, gets free too. Michaela Can opens the Pouākai's account.
Look, if the Hoiho are going to continue to hard show like that, she's just going to turn the corner and go round it, and then there's a massive hole in the middle of that keyhole. She's going to capitalise on that all day long if she can. Good work there. Wall up by Reinell. Bowman almost still with that defensive work gets the job done. Unhappy with the no calls. She skips down the court, and now a foul. It's going to go on Zoe Richards. Pouākai looking to get 2 feet in the paint very early. That was one of their largest struggles, I believe, against the Kahu, was the lack of ability to get in the paint. That is what ended up in only a 50-point game for them. So good to see them getting to that early. Mackenzie Forbes. Well, that'll do a great deal for her confidence. It's a high-volume shooter in season 2024, and to see that first one go down will do her the world of good. Yeah, sitting at about 25% for both field goal and three-point percentage so far, as Zoe Richard bangs down her patterned mid-range shot. So pretty good shooting start for both sides. Very good. No surprise there from the most improved player in Tauihi season 2023, Zoe Richards. As Rabati now looks to get to work, and it's an early foul on Sammy Bowman. A wry smile on her face. Yeah, looked like it was in the act of shooting, and it was. So a trip here to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. So we'll take a second look at the drive from Rabati. Gives her a little smile. Sian Rabati being a huge part of this Pouākai team. Coming off the bench, obviously, originally now in the starting lineup. 26 minutes a game, 10 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, a couple of assists and blocks in there as well. And boy, is she strong. Makes them both. Had a really strong start at the first quarter of that win over the Kahu a week ago as well. I think 10 points in that first stanza. And there's Bradley, look at that. What a pass in motion. Can't get it to go though, Chow. And back the other way come the Pouākai. It's a nice look if you're the Hoiho though. Paige Bradley drawing attention and then finds a wide open Chow, and now they're back the other way. That wasn't a great pass from Forbes there, and Bradley this time is off and racing. 7-4. Here's Reinell. Worked there by Bradley and Bowman. And again this way with the pass. Back-to-back turnovers on the Pouākai out of the hands of Mackenzie Forbes. Unfortunate for Mackenzie Forbes. You can see her trying to create. She had 8 assists last time she was on this floor just a week ago, and trying to balance that scoring and facilitate a role. You can see her trying to do it, but I think maybe that's a confidence thing for her, only sitting at 25% from the field, as she may be now starting to change her tune a little bit.
Here's Richards now down low. It's out to Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Will put it up. Looks good. Oh, just a little shallow, but tied it up by Bowman. There is that offensive rebound threat early. And the Hoiho cut it to 1.
You spoke about that, didn't you? That offensive rebounding presence from her, 4 or 5 a game. And when she's in that position right in front of the rim, she barely ever misses.
And now almost snaffles it away from Can. And another turnover for the Pouākai. That's 3 straight. Good pressure from the Southerners.
That's what the Hoiho typically identify with, as we see another foul from Ezra McGoldrick. You know, that Hoiho pressure is part of their identity, and they're trying to force Pouākai out of some offense. They probably watched the game against the Kahu and recognised the fact that they really struggled to get into their offense, and if they can force them out of that with defensive pressure, why would you not?
Take a second look at the drive here from Natalie Cho. The GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. And makes the first from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And season high 15 points against the Kahu. Just going along in a shade under 12 points a game and makes them both. Hoiho in front.
Been a really good start for them offensively, a few options. And speaking of a few options, Mackenzie Forbes wide open off that back screen. You like the multiple options that the Pouākai have running different actions for different people.
Can't believe how open she found herself there, Forbes. That's a lovely find and cut there. Bradley and Bowman getting to work.
Yeah, that's bread and butter, B&B, Bradley and Bowman in that pick and roll. Bradley so efficient coming off on balls, and Bowman just loves that deep seal catch.
Turnovers mounting on the hosts. There's another one. It's their 4th. Inside 4 minutes. And Paul Flynn, the Pouākai first-year head coach, will be wanting to address.
Well, he doesn't look particularly happy, that's for sure.
What coach does. Oh. Goldrick unhappy with the call. There is Paul Flynn, alongside assistant Josh Thompson.
And, you know, favourite player, Ashley Strawbridge.
Ashley Strawbridge, yeah, Jade's favourite player.
So 2 early fouls for Ezra within 4 minutes. Fortunately, there is the rule of 6 personal fouls in Tauihi, but definitely not a position that you want Ezra to be in.
Especially with a relatively shallow rotation that the Pouākai are running with. Of course, they've got Abby Cabillo up and running now, made her debut on Friday. That's very much a point guard. Ashley Strawbridge as well. See if Paul Flynn will go deeper down the bench from there. There's Bowman now. She is filling it up in the first. Up to 6 points. And is getting the early points in the matchup with Hayley Rynell, who finds herself horizontal along the floor. This is going to be a jump ball. I believe that is the call. It'll stay with the Pouākai.
Fortunate not to get another turnover there are the Pouākai. Up to 5 now within 4.5 minutes. Need to find something else to work for them offensively.
There is McGoldrick. We'll switch there. D'Angelo and Cabillo into the game. Rabati, 50% three-point shooter so far this season. Can't get that one to go. Tied it up by D'Angelo.
Given a bunch of empty positions, you don't totally hate that shot from Rabati. The nice pick and pop. She's capable from that shot.
They go back to Bowman. No shock there. Off one leg. And they get it to go. McGoldrick the other way. And the Pouākai find something here on this offensive possession. McGoldrick fighting down low. Rynell almost creating a second opportunity, but eventually tidied up by the Hoiho.
Yeah, Bowman just getting the better of this matchup at the moment as she kicks it back out to Bradley.
Richards and Rynell locked up. Great work in the end by the Kiwi. And now a third opportunity here for the visitors.
Typically those offensive rebounds are the bread and butter of the Pouākai, seeming to be that way for the Hoiho today, thanks to both Richards and Bowman.
Into the ball game comes Elise Hurst. Her second season with the Hoiho. Bradley gets a bit of separation but can't make the three ball go. It's dried up a touch here offensively for both teams. Hoiho held this 14-9 lead for a little while as McGoldrick gets it to Rynell up high. That one goes down. Hayley Rynell.
Rynell incredibly versatile as a scorer. Nice to see her getting out of that key and onto the three-point line, seeing what she can create from there.
Hurst. Just a miscommunication there in terms of the drive. And a rear turnover for the Hoiho. Of course, we need to wish a warm welcome to all our tuna-inners here on TikTok this afternoon as well. Great to have your company as the Pouākai tie things up. Cabillo.
Yeah, like the addition of Cabillo there. I thought they may go the way of another big for an import spot, but went quite the opposite actually with a backup point guard with WNBL experience. And she's a great slasher. You know, she's not huge, I can say that. I'm not huge myself, but really great at getting downhill off the catch and alleviates a lot of pressure from Michaela Cann. Lets Michaela Cann play more of a two position as well. Great addition for the Pouākai.
There she is now, Cabillo. Couldn't thread the needle there. And another turnover for the home team. Bowman to Bradley. Here it is, B&B. Bradley rifles it to Hurst in the corner. Just a little shallow, but another offensive rebound for the Hoiho. Richards, catch and shoot. Can't connect.
Another great look, though. That's multiple open three-point looks that the Hoiho have had. Probably a recognition there about the slowness sometimes of the Pouākai rotation defense. I think first and foremost for the Pouākai, it's containing that one-on-one so they don't actually have to have their help. But if it does come to that case, they need to have people rotating and not allowing wide-open looks for shooters.
Here's Sammy Bowman again down low and almost gets the roll. Rebounded by McGoldrick. Cabillo just slowing it down ever so slightly. 2:18 to go in the first. Tied ball game. Cann. 6 on the shot clock. Finds Rabati in the corner. Makes her first three of the day. Now 6 of 12 for the season from beyond the arc, Sean Rabati.
And that's so much better from the Pouākai, who typically lead the league in assists against the Kahu, only with 12 assists and 20 turnovers. Their win, although 10 turnovers and 23 assists. So when they have the ball moving, they're a really good scoring team.
Bradley now looking to respond from deep. Doesn't go. And last touch by Bowman. And Mackenzie Forbes checks back in for the Pouākai, as does Sammy Gallagher for the Hoiho. Here is Forbes. There's plenty of facilitators on hand here for the Pouākai. Cann, Forbes, 1 and 2 in the league for assists. And there's the connection there. Cann to Forbes and a second three for Mackenzie.
Mackenzie looks a lot more comfortable when she's not the one having to create her shot. She's just a beneficiary of a kick out. And that's 2 already on the game for her. If she can get the hot hand, that's a really good position for both Forbes and the Pouākai to be in.
Pinpoint pass, Gallagher to Richards, but can't get the finish. Here is Forbes the other way. Cabillo. Strong drive, and there's a bit of contact there. And a trip awaits to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for Abby Cabillo.
And it's definitely something that Pouākai wanted to put pressure on for. The Hoiho has forced them to play lateral defence, forced them to play rotation and transition defence. As we see, nobody really moving their feet, all of them just trying to get their hands in the cookie jar. And Abby Cabillo is a slasher. She wants to get to the rim and either get a bucket or get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Abby Cabillo, as you said earlier, Maya, Australian WNBL championship winning pedigree. The Canberra Capitals. First opportunity for the Pouākai faithful here in Christchurch to get a look at her on the court. As hers, a bit long but tidied up. As Sammy Gallagher on those intangibles you want every teammate to bring. 6-second differential here between game and shot clock. Forbes again in motion. Can't get that three to go. Here come the Hoiho. Richards. Loose with the handle. Gets her feet set though. Need to put it up. Unaware of the situation. And oh, there is a foul call. We have to have a reset of the clock here. Matt Bathurst looks over to the scorer's bench. Interesting to see exactly how much time is added. An opportunity nonetheless for the Pouākai to close out the quarter. Relatively happy with how things are gone, 22-18 in front.
Oh, definitely. I think as well, given that they had that little stretch where they turned the ball over quite a lot and couldn't find any offense, for them to then find their feet without the timeout and get back into their sets and get the ball moving once again, they'll be definitely stoked with that. And for the Hoiho, they've had multiple offensive rebounds and some nice looks from a couple of players themselves as well.
0.8 of a second is what is added. So, some runners to the basket, you'd think. And Reinelt, no, three. Hand in front, no foul. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Well, Pouākai up by 4. Mackenzie Forbes, of course, who was drafted in WNBA by the Los Angeles Sparks, getting going early with 8 points. 22 points to 18 as we take a short break here on Sky Sport. Plenty more to come from Cowles Stadium. G'day, TikTok. Maya,
Hey.
what did you make of the first quarter? I guess we'll rejoin the coverage in terms of our TV broadcast. But Mackenzie Forbes, we have seen, this is the second time we've seen her in person, a high-volume shooter. Certainly has high caliber in terms of being drafted in the WNBA. But how much confidence do you feel like she'll take from that first quarter?
Oh, heaps. You know, she came here obviously with the impression that she was going to be one of the leading scorers for the Pouākai. Hasn't had a lot of luck. She has found that role in being a distributor, but we know that she's a scorer, and that's what she came here to do, right? She's a WNBA prospect. Just getting stats from the stat guys. Thank you so much. But she's only been about 25% from the field and 27% from the three over the last 4 games. So for her now to shoot 75% from the field and end the quarter with 8 points and a couple of triples, she'll be stoked, and so will the Pouākai.
On the other side, Sammy Bowman doing Sammy Bowman things for the Southern Hoiho. 6 points for that first quarter. She's very much got that matchup going with, they've sent McGoldrick at her and Hayley Reinel as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go with Hayley Reinel as we just had a half-court shot hit the rim. Hence the noise. Yeah, Hayley Reinel, I think, has got to be the matchup for Samantha Bowman. She really capitalised on that matchup against Ezra McGoldrick. Had the better strength out of the two. And rebounded really well offensively as well. That's been the strong point of the Hoiho with about 4 offensive rebounds, I believe, so far 5. And surprisingly for the Pouākai, who averaged 13 offensive rebounds a game, none in the first quarter.
Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch on Sky Sport. Sal's Pizza on a Sunday, if you will. Assist 2024, the code there for a $30 large cup pepperoni pizza. That'll be a bit of meat with the long weekend, Labour Day tomorrow.
Ooh, cheeky.
22-18, Nick Bewley, Maya Williamson here at Cowles Stadium. And one stat we didn't get to without TikTok audience, Maya, none from 8, the Hoiho from 3. They are a high-volume three-point shooting team. Average just a shade over 8 makes the game as the shot clock expires there for the visitors, I believe. Do you think they'll be satisfied with the looks? That's the way they play, right? Obviously, they want the ball to go in.
Of course. And, you know, like you said, one of the most high caliber and high volume shooting teams from beyond the arc. Unfortunately, averaging just a shade under 30% on the season. So that's second to last in the league, but with the second most attempts in the league with 28.5 a game. And being 0 from 8, definitely not what they want. Obviously, Elise Hurst, a high caliber three-point shooter. Paige Bradley likes a few. Nat Choi can hit a few. So can Samantha Bowman. As Nat Cho right on cue, actually, get that nice little 2 in front of the rim. Brings it back to 2.
Very silky finish there. Natalie Cho. Don't want the Pouākai, I don't want to see her get going. That is for sure. 2-point game all of a sudden as Forbes now again in motion, on too far away. Oh, strong rebound there, Michaela Can. The Pouākai get a second look. McGoldrick. That is very much the trademark McGoldrick move, isn't it? Silky smooth.
100%. You like that. She took that one dribble into the defense, had them going backwards, then stepped backwards for that little fadeaway. I don't think I've ever seen her miss one of those.
Back out to a 4-point lead as Gallagher tries to get it going from 3, but McGoldrick, hand in the face.
They obviously have up their intensity, have the Pouākai defensively as,
Don't mind that. Lovely handle there, Cabillo behind the back, right to left. And earns herself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe as Sian Rabadi tried to check into the commentary booth, but
I mean, you can have my headset if you want, Sian.
She is now into the ball game for Michaela Can. That was a very nice move, Abby Cabillo. And you alluded to it, Maya, in the first quarter, but really allows Michaela Can to go back to that sort of shooter mode as well as facilitator. We saw how effective that can be in this very gym just last week. 26 points against the Kahu. Just takes the pressure off a touch.
100%, and it means that Cabillo can get the ball to Michaela Can to then come off an on-ball with some alleviated pressure. It can be really hard as a point guard to get into that on-ball screen when you've been facing, you know, hardcore defense all the way up the floor. And for them to work in tandem, it means that both can really bring out each other's strengths, and I think that's what Paul Flynn is intending to do with having those 2 on the floor together.
Elise Hurst from 3. Oh, back of the iron. Made a couple, and Sky Broadband rapidly from the left wing as Bradley gets through. Good ball movement here by the Hoiho, and again, Natalie Cho starting to get cooking here at Cowles.
I really like Natalie Cho. She's super crafty and very patient. She uses her shot fake really well from beyond the arc. Only will take it if she's open and able to get to the rim, or, you know, in that case, get to her pull-up jumper. Very crafty. 6
points now for Cho. 2 or 3 shooting from the field, and a foul down low on Forbes. And the baseline inbound for the Hoiho. That's the second on Forbes as Hurst fires away early. And that 3 ball again, it's not dropping for the visitors. And Rabadi with the charge, not happy with the call, thinks it's a flop. Not the way the coin officials have seen it.
Look, she's a very physical player, Rabadi. You know, I've had to play dummy defense against her. We'll have a look. Oh, you know, I think she did, unfortunately, extend the arm, and Elise Hurst probably knows that scout. But Sian, definitely a strong young woman. I've had to play dummy defense against her one time, and I don't think I've recovered.
That's why you're here rather than on the bench. Great hustle, the Pouākai. Can and Forbes working in tandem. Forcing the turnover. That's right out. McGoldrick using her shoulder as well. And Can't quite get that one to go. It'll fall the way of the Hoiho.
And you can just see Paul Flynn there telling is you don't need to force it. You get that catch, you don't have a look, it's okay to kick it out and continue the offense on as Hoiho continue their dry spell from beyond the arc.
None from 12 now, and that was 4 seconds into the shot clock there. So they're going to live and die by the 3, the visitors. So I suppose I'm relatively happy, all things considered, down by 4, given they're none from 12 from deep. As a 3 in the key call comes on Hayley right now, and that is the 8th turnover now for the Pouākai.
I love what Hoiho have done defensively and really minimising the effectiveness of their on-ball, whether it be Forbes or Michaela Can coming off and McGoldrick or Hayley Reinell getting the catch. That double team immediately and then denying all cutters as well. It's just been, you know, effectively useless.
Second opportunity created for Hurst, staying with it. Defensive work by McGoldrick. They go to Bowman, who was super effective in that first quarter, and has forced her a little bit further away from the rim there. And we'll chalk that up as a win, will the Pouākai.
Just a bit of a dry spell again for the Hoiho. Not for the Pouākai, though. Forbes.
Not for Mackenzie Forbes. Her third 3 of the game, and she's now into double digits. A game high 11 points.
Not to mention 3 from 5 from beyond the arc. So shooting not only high volume, but high clip too.
Richards wide open from 3. Can shoot it. Doesn't go. And Forbes now with a rebound. 4 boards to go along with those 11 points. And a 7-point lead for the Pouākai. And now an illegal screen on Rabati. Can't believe a couple of the calls. And it's just treading that line, isn't it, Maya? You alluded to the physicality. It's not getting the roll of the dice in the eyes of the coin officials. 2 fouls now on Rabati.
And the Hoiho will want that, right? They're probably very much aware of the scout on Rabati and taking advantage of that in its fullest.
Oh, great work, McGoldrick. Gets it free. Forbes behind the back, and that basket won't count. Foul on D'Angelo. In fact, a bit of a coin official committee here, perhaps discussing whether it was just as the shooting sequence began. And they will count it.
Wow.
There you go. Right in the motion of that first step. According to court officials Bathurst and Bradley. And how about Mackenzie Forbes, Maya? Up to 13 points and about 11 and a half minutes of court time. Great to see for the Pouākai.
And great percentage as well. 66% from the field and 60 from beyond the arc, getting her Chemist Warehouse stripe stats going as well. That is the Mackenzie Forbes that, you know, Paul Flynn was expecting to see, and that means that it alleviates a lot of pressure from these other scorers for the Pouākai and draws a lot of attention to herself.
Obviously something about playing the Hoiho as well for Mackenzie Forbes. Her season high came in that win down in Dunedin, and she had 17. Now she's got 14 and 4:30 to play in the half. Here she is with it. Fires it out to McGoldrick in the corner. Loves it. Mackenzie Forbes brings about the timeout call from the Hoiho.
And that's exactly what Mackenzie Forbes being on fire does, right? She's obviously got her on-ball defender locked in, but she's got that help defense head on a swivel looking at what she is going to do. If she's going to beat her defender, the next one's up. She recognises that and finds that skip pass over to Ezra McGoldrick. And that means, you know, other players outside of her can get going like Ezra. And that's pretty dangerous if we can get a few scorers going.
35-22 with 4:33 to play in the half. There's a key stat there, the three-point shooting statistics. 6 for 12 for the Mainland Pouākai and for the Southern Hoiho, remaining as cold as the city they're based in. None from 13.
Did you say as cold as the city?
Cold as the
Nice.
city they're based in. It is freezing in Dunedin.
Lovely place, though. Place of dreams.
And Todd Marshall, no doubt, was talking a fair amount through in terms of work at both ends. And as you alluded to, Maya, that's the threat of Mackenzie Forbes. She's second in the league in assists, and so equally capable, as we've seen here, as a shooter. So it's a real conundrum, isn't it, in terms of taking away one strength you're going to allow her to facilitate versus the way she's shooting the ball at the moment.
Exactly, and the Pouākai have so many, key players, like Michaela Cann was the one to get going last week. Ezra McGoldrick had her game. Cass Brown's had her game. Hayley Reynolds had her game. So it's hard for them to, find who they should adjust to, and now it's going to be on-the-fly adjustments for Todd Marshall as opposed to pre-game scouts that he's been able to execute.
Jostling there between Bradley and Cann. And the foul going on Michaela Cann, the Pouākai point guard, is Paul Flynn, Pouākai coach. Relatively happy. A slight delay here as we get the clock set. On the Hoiho side, though, Maya, I mean, Bowman and Chow 6 points each. They just haven't had that one focal point, I suppose, offensively. Now they've got 6 players who have scored as Bradley heads to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Sort of get to have that one player sort of take the offensive load and go with it.
Well, typically it would be the woman we're seeing on our screens right now, Paige Bradley, who's averaging 17.5 points a game, leading for the Hoiho. She's currently 1 of 7 from the field. And if your leading scorer is having, not only a tough day at the office, but, only 2 points, that's really hard to find any offense.
Lovely work there by Hayley Rynell. Initially the pass, another assist for Forbes. Getting her teammates going as well. As the defense chant rings around Cowles Stadium, 13-point lead for the hosts. Bowman. Good work now defensively by Forbes, having herself a day.
And you like that intention from the Hoiho. Go back to Bowman, who has been so dominant in that first quarter and has the capability to just bully in that low catch position.
Great work by Chow there. A mismatch. Rynell had Bradley in front of her. Speaking of Bradley, tough afternoon continues. Now 1 for 8. Rabadi. Out to Cann. She'll slow things down. Took over 3 minutes to play in the half. Rabadi. Can't get that 3-ball to go. Eventually pulled in by the Hoiho. And now Bradley, quick release from the elbow. And a late whistle. And Mackenzie Forbes, looks like, fortunately for her, she's taken 1 to the jaw. And back up on her feet now, which is a good sign for the Pouākai fans. Given the offensive output she's had so far, Mackenzie Forbes, and into the ball game for the first time here in Tauihi anyway, Maya, is Ashley Strawbridge, fresh off a season-high 16 points in the Sky Broadband Rapid League.
She's been awesome in Rapid League and has, really found that trust. As Mackenzie Forbes once again facilitating. But indeed, Paul Flynn has trusted Ashley Strawbridge off the bench now and, finding herself some very valuable minutes as Mackenzie Forbes earns herself her 4th assist of the game.
Much needed bucket. Understatement there for the Hoiho. Bring it back to 13. Here is Forbes now. Richards in front. Again, wasn't too far away. Bradley. She'll back herself and absorbs the contact and lets out a cry afterwards. Oh, she needed that and some. Paige Bradley.
Only her second field goal of today. That's 2 from 9 now. Is a very high volume shooter, but pretty high percentage as well from the field. Currently sitting at 38.8% from the field, so not terrible.
Right now, Cho in front. Hayley Rynell now up to 7 points. Bowman, oh, nice cut, Bradley. Will she get it on the second? No, she won't. She'll dish it off to D'Angelo. And that's looking a bit better at the offensive end for the Hoiho.
Yeah, a little bit more ball movement. I think from what we saw in those first 3 losses for the Hoiho, that seemed to be the problem. As Sean Rabadi, just misses the bunny, unfortunately. But great to see, like I was saying, Hoiho move the ball a little bit more cleanly, I guess you could say, and finding off-ball cuts as opposed to trying to force drives. And with just under a minute to go in the half, the Hoiho finally have their first 3, and it comes out of the hands of Chelsea D'Angelo, 1 of 14. But all of a sudden, an 8-point game got well into double digits there at one point there for the Pouākai. And that's what you want going into halftime if you're the Hoiho side.
Now, Natalie Cho locking up Strawbridge. It will stay with the Pouākai. And noticing a bit of a trend from the Pouākai games. Maya both here and on the road. Paul Flynn very happy to take a late quarter timeout. Finish the quarter, finish the half. The nice offensive set. So here it is right now with 26 seconds to play. Wants to chat things through. Of course, we had the BNZ player timeouts as well, but very much the first-year head coach wanting to assert a bit of what he's seeing anyway from his vantage point.
For sure, and there's the potential for them to have a defensive position as well, so making sure they execute that. If they can get a bucket here, they can bring it back out to double digits and ensure that they don't let it leak out with a defensive stop to finish off the half. I think at the moment, momentum well in the favour of Hoiho, given back-to-back buckets and none for the Pouākai. So we wanted to finish this half off strong. See what Paul has in his bag of tricks, what he can draw up on the whiteboard right now.
Yeah, certainly working the whiteboard marker from what I can just see to my left. Conversely, the Hoiho, they'll be relatively happy with this last couple of minutes to cut this one to 8. Approaching half-time. Who knows, that first 3 ball to drop might just be the change in fortunes they've been seeking. Having gone 1 for 13 up until that point. So McCann, Strawbridge, Rynell, Rabadi and Forbes on the floor for the Pouākai. Swatted away initially from Rynell. But jogging on the spot, Michaela Can.
That's got to be what Paul drew up, right?
Absolutely.
Genius.
I'm guessing that's what all that whiteboard marker movement was.
That's so smart.
Shot clock off. 7 seconds here for the Hoiho. Gallagher fires away from 3. We'll call it a pass. And Zoe Richards. Well, an unorthodox finish, shall we say, to the half. A couple of buckets exchanged. It is the Pouākai who will head to the halftime break in front. 43 points to 35 on the back of 14 points for Mackenzie Forbes. And Mackenzie is standing by with Maya Williamson.
It's a great start, not only for you, but for the Pouākai as well. What worked well for you guys in that first half?
I think we just slowed down a lot from the last game. We're making actual reads. We're moving the ball, so it feels good.
Awesome. Do you think there's anything that you need to adjust to going into the second half? It's a good run at the end of the first for the Hoiho.
Yeah, we need a rebound on defensive side. They're getting too many overboards. I think it's like our lack of awareness, so we got to fix that.
Awesome. Good luck for the second half.
Well, it's there of Mackenzie Forbes, as mentioned, 14 points, 3 threes to help the Pouākai through to an 8-point lead at the break. So they look to go back-to-back wins at Cowles Stadium and bounce back from a loss to the Kahu away on Friday night. We'll send it back to Maya. She's got Sammy Bowman.
Great first half for you and your team. What do you think went well for you guys?
I thought we were moving the ball pretty well. We got pretty stagnant in that second quarter, so I think we just need to improve on that. But I think we're rebounding well and we're doing little details right.
Awesome. What do you think you need to adjust to defensively? It's a pretty good start for Mackenzie Forbes and for the Pouākai as a whole.
No, yeah, I mean, they're doing well. I think we just need to communicate a bit better. It's pretty loud in here, and I think that
you know, if we communicate those rotations a little bit better and those switches, we'd get more stops.
Awesome. Good luck for the second half. Thank you.
Well, it's there, Sammy Bowman. Maya's got her microphone back, and she'll come and join me back in the commentary position as we take in some basketball here at the halftime break at Cowles Stadium as well. We'll take a short break here on Sky Sport. The Pouākai lead by 8. Was this having a wee laugh there, Maya? You had your microphone stolen from you. So that's another steal to Sammy Bowman's box score there. But
how many is that?
Let's just double check. Well, it's at least one now. But what were your overall thoughts? But I suppose more on that second quarter of the first half. Felt like the Hoiho found a bit more offensive rhythm. They didn't have to be overly reliant on Sammy Bowman.
Yeah, absolutely. They went to her a lot, you know, over and over, back-to-back positions in that first quarter. Crowd's going crazy in here.
Sammy Bowman did mention how loud it is, and it's staying loud as we are taking some fantastic shots of the halftime entertainment.
You love to see it. But yes, indeed, obviously it's always good to get pressure alleviated from, you know, your big forward, and she's done a lot of the load carrying. But Chelsea D'Angelo coming alive at the end of that. Had a nice little pull-up jumper, and their first three of the game from the corner. Paige Bradley's the one that I find the most interesting. Their current leading scorer, shoots about 40% from the field goal on the season. Currently only with 6 points, 2 from 11 from the field, which is 18%. Very uncharacteristic, and kind of changed the dynamic of their offense. You know, if she's not getting going, what can they find outside of that? Same with Elise Harris. She is currently sitting at 0 from 5 from the three-point line. Very much not in her identity.
You spent a bit of time as a coach. Obviously, these are players that you know, as you mentioned those statistics there, that can shoot the ball. So what is the message at halftime? Is it perhaps look to drive and just at least, you know, give yourself a better look? Is it back yourself in those situations? Is it a combination of the two? What do you think?
I think at the beginning of the game they did have some great looks. It was just unfortunate that they weren't falling. But when you get in those moments, you become very stagnant, and it's hard to then generate, you know, any momentum offensively because you have none. And I know, I'm so right. Thank you, Brielle. And yeah, I think, you know, for them it's probably just moving the ball a little bit more, using some actions to then, you know, open up driving lanes that they will then eventuate to kick-outs and maybe better looks from beyond the arc. But you can't tell a shooter to stop shooting it, right?
On the rebounding side, it's certainly something, as we mentioned in the call, whether it's the Canterbury Rams here in the Cowles NBL, Mainland Pouākai, feels a very big part of the Canterbury identity, if you will, to crash the boards, create second chance opportunities. But actually, that's one thing that really jumped out for me in the halftime stats. The Southern Hoiho have 10 offensive rebounds, so that's very much keeping them in the game.
Oh, absolutely. That's what Mackenzie Forbes said at halftime. They have to disallow those offensive rebounds. It's giving the Hoiho too many chances. And for the Pouākai, who lead the league in offensive rebounds, only at 3 right now, so complete change of tune.
About to join our friends back on Sky Sport. Hope you're enjoying it all on TikTok. Great to have you with us on my favourite social media platform.
Me too.
Welcome back to Cowles Stadium. With you on Sky Sport. Halftime, the Mainland Pouākai and GJ Gardner Homes Aotearoa action against their southern neighbours, the Hoiho, leading 43 points to 35. So we take a look inside the Pouākai changing rooms, and it's like relatively happy. No, they know I'm sure the job is not done, leading by 8 points.
Absolutely. We saw with the Kahu last week, they even got out to about, 15-point lead and only ended up winning by a few. So you can never be too comfortable at the moment, and you can see they're very locked in on what Coach Paul Flynn has to say. The Hoiho really finding their identity a little bit more at the tail end of that quarter, and you never know. They can catch fire, I think, possibly. They have not shot very well from beyond the arc, but there is a possibility that they do.
Great to see there. I believe that's one of Michaela Cairns' kids just enjoying the halftime huddle as well. You absolutely love to see it. Let's take a look at some of those key stats, courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. And it'll be remiss, even though we were just talking with our TikTok audience about Mackenzie Forbes, let's talk some more about her. She has been cooking.
Very happy to talk about Mackenzie Forbes, that 14 points, 62% from the field, really showing, what Paul Flynn got her in New Zealand to do. Sian Rabadi, Hayley Rynell obviously contributing, and you know, Chelsea DeLiangelo, who has worked her way into the starting lineup, now leading the scoring for the Hoiho, and then rebounding very spread among the piece. Again, Mackenzie Forbes at the top of that statistic as well, having herself an absolute game. And surprisingly, Michaela Cam with 4, you know, the point guard for the Pouākai. Nat Cho having herself a couple. And
just on the assists, I think the one thing I noticed in that second quarter was the adjustment there for Forbes. They were sending slightly different looks of different players at her defensively, given how hot she got shooting the ball, and she was more than happy. I think of those 4 assists, maybe 3 of them were there in that second quarter. Had the head up, looking for that open player, and that's, you know, she's very much a double threat in that regard.
Absolutely, and that means that she can find her other strengths, right? That extends the Hoiho defense to have to not only cover her, but cover the other threats, and she recognises that she has that high IQ, and that assist count now up to 12 for the Pouākai, and their loss against the Kahu on Friday was only 13 for the game. So they've really made that change and playing much better team basketball. Obviously, you got Forbes leading the pack, but you know, team basketball is the way to go.
Yeah, held to 50 points 2 nights ago. They are on 43 at halftime, looking much better indeed. Time for another break. Sky Sport, second half, not too far away. Will the Pouākai get the job done, or can the Hoiho fight back their second win of the season? Obviously taking that commercial break with Sky. Maya, we've seen some fantastic halftime entertainment, haven't we, in the 2 games so far we've been treated to at Cowles Stadium. You know the player who hit the half-court shot last week, and you were telling me a story off air. It's not the first time she's hit a half-court shot. Please enlighten our TikTok audience.
This might be the first time in, you know, Tauihi or Scales NBL history. So Ophelia Powell, just committed to Bakersfield D1 school in America, by the way. So shout out Philly if you're watching. Hit the half-court. Crowd goes crazy. She wins $200, which is, you know, quite a lot for an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah, goes a long way.
And then just get a flashback 2 years ago on this very floor. Did the exact same
In a Tauihi game?
In a Tauihi game.
First year, wow.
Hit the half-court shot. Isn't that crazy? How many people can say they did that?
Not many, even.
Not me.
Not me. Certainly not me. But not even, the once, let alone twice. You know, she's going to have to come back after those, that college. I mean, she might, after college, be here as a Pouākai player, right? So
see if she can hit a half-court shot then, too.
Wouldn't that be something? I want to get a prediction from you just before we get back to Sky Sport. What's going to happen here in the second half?
Look, it's actually really hard to know. I think I've really liked what I've seen from the Hoiho offensively. It's just a lack of execution. Their field goal currently sitting at only 33%. They've had some relatively good looks, and that's 53 for the Pouākai. They've had some nice looks offensively, but just can't put the ball in the basket at the moment, and if you can't do that, you can't really win basketball.
You're liking the looks, though. If you're saying, yeah.
I think, you know, switching ends now. This seems to be the hoop that, you know, likes to go in. So if the Hoiho can find a little bit of momentum, I think it'll be interesting. But if the Pouākai continue on this hot start and Mackenzie Forbes can continue to get going, I don't see the Hoiho stopping them.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think, as you say, it's it feels like it lands in whatever Mackenzie Forbes we get in the second half, right? Because as good as she's been here in the first half, and of course she's got that caliber of being drafted in the WNBA, spent time over in Australia, now here with us in Aotearoa. Her shooting percentage before this game was in the sort of mid-20s, wasn't it? Yeah. So she can, as well as she can clearly shoot the ball, as we've seen here today, it can get cold. So the Hoiho, I'm sure, will be aware of that too.
100%, and they've been cold, and they know that they can get hot again, right? You know, the first half of shooting, that's not so great. That's not to say the second half is going to look the exact same. And if they're going to continue to seek out those high-quality shots and find some versatility between getting to the rim and shooting outside shots, I think they're going to be just fine. And they've got plenty of time at halftime now to talk about the adjustments coming out and what they're going to do defensively to stop the force that is Mackenzie Forbes.
All right, we're about to go back to our Sky TV audience. Hope you're enjoying the TikTok experience so far at Cowles. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium. Just to check in on our mix and pick poll. Of course, Sal's Pizza prizes to be won every Tauihi game. I believe, I'm just jogging my memory, Maya was sort of there in that sort of high 40s initially pre-game for the Pouākai to win by 1 and 7. Slight adjustments there, but where do you land in terms of predictions? You sticking with the crowd there in terms of Pouākai in a tight one?
I'd say so. I think that's probably the safest bet to go. Although you never trust the mix and pick, because last week the Pouākai had like 15% to win and they got the job done. So you never know.
This competition is certainly not short of surprises, that's for sure. Last week, undoubtedly, I feel the biggest one of the season so far. The Pouākai getting the job done over the Kahu, ending a 10-game winning streak dating back to season 2023. Kahu be relatively happy, though, after the events of Friday night, getting one back in dominant fashion. The Pouākai, that'll be interesting too, Mike. It's the fatigue factor for them. Relatively shallow rotation. Second game in 3 days. 1-2 watch as Choke curls to the left, can't get it to go off the glass, and here come the Pouākai the other way. Lovely bounce pass to Rhinell by Can and Rabadi. They like that, the Pouākai bench.
Nice recognition there from Rabadi to run rim to rim. Nat Cho was down on the ground after falling in that field goal attempt, and there's Bowman.
I was about to say, speaking of falling, McGoldrick, where did she go?
I couldn't see her over the monitor. But great to see Bowman getting going once again. She had that hot start in the first quarter, slowed down a little bit, back up to 8 now. Must have been her interviewing me at halftime that really got her going, I reckon.
Just got to assert yourself, Maya, in terms of the mic is yours, okay?
I tried, but I'm 5'2".
Forbes, almost in and out. She looking to add to her 14 first half points. Hoiho through Bradley, and Michaela Can upset with the call. She'd done all she could to stay in front. It's just been the one slight Achilles heel on the Pouākai side, hasn't it, Maya? That riding that foul line is D'Angelo. 9 points in the first half, finding himself wide open, but can't make the Pouākai pay.
And that drought continues for the Hoiho, and that's what I mean by they're getting great looks, right? That kick out for D'Angelo, who was a good three-point shooter, wide open, heaps of time, and just off to the right. You can't do anything about that if you're the Hoiho.
McGoldrick, great find by Forbes, and Ezra McGoldrick finishes from the corner, and that three-point shooting. And speaking half-time, to our TikTok audience about certain hoops seeming to fall, but not to be so far for the Hoiho. The Pouākai getting it going the other way.
And that's 7 from 14 from three-point land for the Pouākai, 50%, and 2 for 3 from Ezra. A great flare screen there for Michaela Can to get Ezra wide open in the corner, and that's her spot. She loves it from the corner.
So Forbes now with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Quite triple-double watch, but getting it going and having an impact in multiple ways. Ball movement here by the Pouākai. Rhinell just losing the handle, and frustrated. Been rated R rather than rated E there after from Rhinell, but that's another cause of concern, you could say, for the Pouākai, that turnover count. Tidied it up a touch in the second quarter. Certainly a bit in all sorts in the first.
Yeah, still sitting at 11 now on the turnover count, and they've very much struggled with that low catch and the double coming from the Hoiho. Maybe an area they just want to completely avoid and try to find some different avenue.
D'Angelo, and great work there defensively. Yeah, couldn't hear. And that was interesting, an observation, wasn't it, by Sammy Bowman? And, hey, shout out to the Cowles Stadium crowd saying it's super loud. I could just see Chelsea D'Angelo's signal there, couldn't hear that it was so late in the clock. Another shot clock expiration for the Hoiho.
And only, great for the Hoiho, their 5th turnover of the game. So, although that's not favourable, not terrible turnover.
No.
Only having 5 and 2 quarters in a little bit, you'd be happy with that, that's for sure.
There's Rhinell up high, McCann. Oh, lovely pass, threading the needle to Rhinell. That is lovely Pouākai basketball.
And that's just the bread and butter of Rynell and Michaela Can. Rynell, a great rolling big. Michaela's going to find her all day long.
They hit 50, the Pouākai, which is what they finished up with on Friday night. That's a nice finish there by D'Angelo into double-digit scoring. She's got 11. As Can gets it to McGoldrick, who's been on fire from the corner. Hits it in the right, now in the left.
McGoldrick is now 3 from 4 from beyond the arc. I feel as though they're all from the corner as well. This Pouākai team doing a great job at getting in the paint and finding shooters from that. And Paige Bradley finally having some success now. 1 from 5 from three-point line.
Trading threes all of a sudden, the Pouākai and the Hoiho. McGoldrick up to 11 points. Their career high in Tauihi against the Hoiho, 21. September last year. As Rabadi now front iron. Nicely done by Rynell to create a second look.
Definitely more of the Pouākai we're used to seeing it. There's those second chance opportunities, and that as well, that pick and roll.
Late in the clock here, Rynell unaware now, and Rabadi, unfortunate for her. Turnover on the Pouākai. I want to say though, that deception from Forbes to look like she's going up with the shot and then just a flick of the wrist and all of a sudden it's that pass through. That's high caliber stuff.
And, you know, it's really quick decision making as well to be able to execute that decision actually pretty much in mid-air.
A bit of work here by Can on Bradley. Forces the Hoiho to kick it back out. Bowman again late in the shot clock. This time a bit more noise. Could hear the Hoiho bench from down here. And Bowman gets the job done.
Look, you love that from Bowman. She has liked that matchup with Edge and McGoldrick all game long. And only had that single coverage. No double came in. Was able to find her left hand. Good to see the Hoiho going back to her. You know, Paige Bradley a little slow today. No Elise Hurst on the court at the moment. So good to see them going to Samantha Bowman. Speaking of Elise Hurst, 0 points, 0 from 5 from her patent three-point shot.
Yeah, just 9 minutes of action for Elise Hurst. Has had a 30-point game in Tauihi last year. So, slightly different role for Elise Hurst in this 2024 iteration of the Southern Hoiho. But McGoldrick again, wasn't far off. 2 hands in the face, and how about the strength of Hayley Rynell?
It's her third offensive rebound of the game. I believe one of the other 2 came just a few possessions ago.
D'Angelo, Bradley trying to will the Hoiho back into this one. Back out to a double-digit lead, 11 in it. It's Rynell. Oh, Natalie Joe says no. Big time block, but then they can't make it count at the other ends. Oh, Natalie Joe is filling up the box score. A block and now a steal. There's D'Angelo. Great work by Bowman. Extra pass, Bradley wide open. Money. Needed that, the Hoiho.
That's a much better look, right? That was a no-good field goal from Chelsea D'Angelo, but obviously offensive rebound machine. Samantha Bowman comes in and gives them a saving grace. An extra pass out to a wide-open Paige Bradley. That's a much better offense for the Hoiho. They'll definitely need more of that, given they've had a few empty possessions recently.
And the third offensive rebound of the game for Bowman. And the Pouākai can't get it to go there. And again, the pendulum just swings a touch. I feel like inspired there, Maya, by the 2 defensive plays there from Natalie Cho. Has it now. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Natalie Cho also a relatively quiet night, only 6 points, although averaging just a shade under, I believe it is 12 points. We'll see her again. She's very patient, super crafty, looking to work downhill on Sian Rabadi. Would love to see her come alive as well a little bit more in this second half.
Makes the first. She had a big say in the Hoiho's only win so far this season, that coming against the Phi. Again, it was at that defensive end primarily. The job on Ashley Jones. As Hayley Rynell takes a seat for the Pouākai. We're now one of three players, excuse me, in double-digit scoring now for the Pouākai, and then Sean Rabati there with 9 as well. 6-point game. Strawbridge, not far away, unlucky.
Saw had a huge one of pretty much that same spot against the Kahu down the stretch to get the win. So not a bad shot for Strawbridge, and great to see her coming off the bench and being able to shoot that with confidence.
Here is Joe, and draws the foul from Strawbridge. Let's take a second look on the GJ Garden Homes replay. What that little hezzy from Joe just creates that indecision in the defence. Certainly her go-to move.
Yeah, she's very smart in the way that she manipulates the defence. Uses a change of speed, whether that be a hezzy or a shot faker. She just does her hair back up. Yeah, she's smart and very crafty in that way. Reads the defence in that split second and makes a decision based off of that. Like the aggressiveness from her in these last couple of possessions.
Bradley. Enticing individual matchup between the two starting point guards as Bradley now starting to get going. 4-point game, Maya. What has happened?
I mean, when Paige Bradley finally gets going, she's now up to 14 points and way better field goal percentage for the second half. That's what happens.
Sean Rabati, though, just continues to cook from deep. Came into the game 50% three-point shooter, and she's now 2 of 5 for the day.
And for the Pouākai, that's now 9 from 19. Great percentages, and have maintained that consistency all the way through.
Elise Hurst now trying to get going, and does. Strong drive to the basket. Good third quarter this for the Hoiho.
Nice to see Elise Hurst now, has been sitting for quite some time, since halftime, I believe, and the ball's just going to go back to the Hoiho. This could be huge.
And here's the Sean Rabati 3. At the very next possession, just a complete breakdown. Thinking Rabati was going to be right to her left, just as she realised that it was far too late. 5-point game.
And Hawkeye's 14th turnover as well, a number they want to keep to a minimum.
Harris Bowman to Bradley. Cabillo in front. It's over to the left. Cho. Hurst. Again, that 3-ball. The Gallagher, the offensive rebound. Hurst will get a second bite of the cherry and makes it. Elise Hurst cuts it to 2.
Elise Hurst thanking the basketball lords for that one. 1 from 7 now from beyond the arc, and we know that she can get a hot hand. That's a great little addition to add for the Hoiho. Can they find her once again?
Pouākai going to get a second opportunity here. Nice touch by the Hoiho. As Ezra McGoldrick comes back in. No points in this third quarter, Maya, for Mackenzie Forbes. We did talk about it. Can be a bit of a sort of hot and cold rocks and diamonds for Mackenzie. As Pouākai try and get it going here. She'll shoot from there, no doubt. Just away to the right. Tied it up by Strawbridge. Forbes. There's the hand there on Hurst. McGoldrick. Strong finish. She's up to 13.
And with that, Mackenzie Forbes gets her 6 assists of the game. So she is slowing down on that scoring front, but able to facilitate and find shooters out of that. And that'll be her 8th rebound as well. Very much stuffing that stat sheet.
Well, certainly finding other ways to influence the game as the scoring has dried up. 39 seconds to go in the third. Of course, you can catch all the highlights of the latest round of GJ Gardner Tauihi Aotearoa action every Tuesday night here on Sky. Hoop heads as well on a Thursday. And happening in the world of basketball with NBA well and truly underway as well. Not too far away from some Tall Blacks action too, Maya.
Yeah, end of next month, I believe.
Yeah, around a month away. We'll have them here in Christchurch, in actual fact. It's Chinese Taipei. Forward to that is Cubillo. 6 on the shot clock. And Rabati. Pass just didn't come in. As Gallagher. Shot clock's off. Hoiho could cut it to 1 here with a 3. Hurst. Bradley. Get the screen from Bowman. 2 seconds. Oh, great defensive work by the Pouākai, but Gallagher says offense beats defense on that occasion. A get out of jail card executed. GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Goodness me. It's a 1-point game here in Cowles. Maya, you're stunned.
I don't think the Pouākai could have played any better defence than that. How unfortunate, but clutch times from Sammy Gallagher.
The momentum with the visitors, 60-59 with a quarter to play. We've got ourselves a ball game here at Cowles. Oh, sorry, out of shot. Yeah, I'm just getting under the table. I can't quite handle it. I was just trying to find the half-time box score, because unfortunately my iPad has run out of battery.
Do you have it with you? You got it?
A tip for all you youngsters out there, just to make sure that's charged before you come and do your commentary duties. But it was 40.
They use their phones, come on.
True. It was 43-35 at half-time, so a 24. In fact, we've just had a score adjustment, so perhaps it was a 2 somewhere in there, but 60-57, so a 22-point quarter for the Hoiho. We talked at the break about you're relatively happy with the looks. They went back to a large chunk of those exact same looks, but the ball just went through the hoop.
Absolutely, and you know, with that they find some momentum and then able to get some flow out of that. Paige Bradley now the key one for me, up to 14 points, a little bit more efficient in that quarter, and that opens the door for many others. They obviously started going back to Samantha Bowman as well, up to 10 points, and Elise Hurst hit her first 3 of the game. Can she get a few more? And then I think it was a defensive side of things as well, keeping Mackenzie Forbes completely scoreless in that quarter, taking Michaela Can kind of out of the picture of things a little bit. And now we have an absolute ball game. Score actually back up to 59, so a 1-point game heading into the 4th quarter.
Right, we're about to join the folks back at Sky Sport. Welcome back in to Cowles Stadium, where what a 3rd quarter we have seen from the visitors. They cut it to a 1-point game. A 24-point 3rd quarter for the Hoiho has changed the landscape of this contest and some. Pouākai had a double-digit lead there early to midway through the 3rd, and it was all raining Hoiho late. And they could take the lead here. Oh, just rattles out Natalie Cho. 60-59. It's Chemist Warehouse, our official stats partner, Tauihi League. It's just got slightly tense in the gym, hasn't it, Maya?
Yeah, that crowd was going absolutely ballistic earlier in the game. Not so loud now.
Forbes, nice handle, but the shot creation, not quite what she would have been after. Still on that 14 points she had in the first half, so add to that in the 3rd quarter. And it was the contributions of Paige Bradley. And went back to Sammy Bowman again. But Elise Hurst with 5 key points in that 3rd quarter as well. Has it now. Here's Bowman. Fires it to Gallagher. Oh, wasn't far away from the corner. A big time bucket to conclude the 3rd. Sammy Gallagher staying out there in the 4th.
Yeah, good to see Todd Marshall, you know, giving her that vote of confidence, and she is a stalwart of this Hoiho team. Can shoot it from beyond the arc, and if she's someone that's connecting from beyond the arc, given the lack of success, 5 for 20 so far for the Hoiho, he's definitely going to keep her on the floor.
Ryan, a little bit of space. A little confusion there on the Hoiho side as Cubillo's wide open in the corner. Can't get it to go. Didn't touch the rim here. Got to get it up. Can't. Seen a bit of that at both ends. 24-second shot clock violations.
This has been a lackluster start offensively for the Hoiho. They just haven't had any luck, haven't you know, found any desirable shots. A couple of air balls in there as well, I think, and not really the start you want, having just passed up a lead.
Speaking of the lead, can take it here, the Hoiho, but it's a foul, an offensive foul. I think it's going to go on Natalie Cho. Rifled into Michaela Can. On that far side. Second on Cho.
Good call for you from the referees, trying to get that pin down action for Elise Harrison. Uh-oh. Here comes Bowman.
Couldn't make the layup, though, after the great work defensively. Just a couple of let-offs here for the Pouākai. There's Forbes now. Baseline drive, kicks it out to Cabillo. Can. What an unselfish basketball here, but someone needs to put it up and in, and that'll be Hayley Rynell.
What a finish from Hayley Rynell there, and the beneficiary of a possession full of ball movement for the Pouākai. Exactly what they needed. The adjustment they needed coming out of that Kahu game was to move the ball, and someone's going to end up scoring, and that is Hayley Rynell, up to 13 now.
Gallagher, the rebound, finds Hurst in the corner, can shoot the three, doesn't go. Another look, McGoldrick with the swat, no. Yes, in fact. What is the call here? I thought it might have been three in the key. No, it is a foul on McGoldrick. And in the act of shooting as well, as we take a second look on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. How about the contribution of Sammy Gallagher off the bench?
Yeah, Sammy Gallagher has been so strong, and, you know, we expect that from her. She's a great role player, very strong, hustles a lot, aggressive, shoots the ball well, leads the team well. Just someone that you can always rely on, and that lady at the Chemist Warehouse stripe has been someone to rely on as well, with 4 offensive rebounds and now 7 total rebounds, up to 10 points.
Basically hitting that average for the season. That's very much what she's been doing so far in the Tauihi League. And hits both free throws to cut it back to 1, 62-61. Forbes demanding it, likes the matchup. Pick and roll action, pinballs around, and end up with another opportunity with the Pouākai.
Never seen the off-the-head screen coverage, but, you know, obviously worked out quite well for them.
Just another look at it there. Oh, yeah, the classic Falcon, late in the clock again. And McGoldrick tries to fashion something, can with the volleyball-like put back, and didn't actually hear the whistle with all the noise there, but there's a shooting foul somewhere in there. I believe it's on as Can went up off the offensive rebound. It's going to go on Elise Hurst. Shooting 2 is Michaela Can.
It's getting tense in here, though. Feel the tension. Cut it with a knife, some may say.
Silence rings around Cowles as Can makes the first. Just the 5 points for Michaela Can. Make that 6 this afternoon. After that huge game last time out at Cowles, 26 points in that win over the Kahu. Switch there, Rynell shutting down Bradley. Extra pass by Gallagher. Bowman can't get the roll, gets her own rebound. Offensive rebound stacking up for the Hoiho, and Hurst. Oh, lovely finish.
I like that from her. She hasn't had luck from beyond the arc, so now utilising that shot fake. Got Michaela Can coming in that hot closeout and managed to get downhill to her floater. That's good to see her making herself useful, you know, outside of her three-point shooting.
Back to a 1-point game. Punch and counter punch between the Southerners, and another forced turnover. Might be the 17th now for the Pro Build ITM Mainland Pouākai. I thought there was a touch there. They can't believe it. Not the way the coin officials have seen it.
Turnover number 18.
18 in fact, yeah. A chance to go ahead. For the Southern Hoiho, Bradley weighing up her options, finds Hurst. She'll pull up, away to the left.
It's unfortunate, right? She is a great shooter from beyond the arc. That just way off at the moment.
Goldrick, great work from Hurst there. Running Camillo ragged. Forbes waiting for a screen. Gonna have to do it herself. Behind the back. Tough shot. Not the look the Pouākai would have been after.
Look, it's been 5 minutes of pretty indecent basketball from the Pouākai. Nothing has really gelled for them offensively in this last quarter. Not the timing for that kind of thing.
And another foul here. You mentioned the word tense before, Maya. It is 4-all here in the fourth quarter. We've just ticked over the 5-minute mark.
Good defense, let's say. Good defense.
There's a lot of pressure coming, but it's just cooled off rather dramatically, and unsurprisingly, a timeout called. With 4:58 to play. Of course, you can get involved in our second mix and pick poll. Game MVP. Mackenzie Forbes, unsurprisingly there after her 14-point scoring burst in that first half. Now matched by Paige Bradley, getting some votes. A lot of Zoe Richards fans out there too, Maya.
A lot of love for Zoe Richards at the top of the MVP rankings. Fair enough, she's a Dunedin, you know, like homegrown Dunedin gal, so you can understand the love.
Mr. McGoldrick as well. Doing some voting, get involved. As we take a look there at the Pouākai huddle. This basketball been a game of runs, but you just wonder that fatigue factor after the quick turnaround. 76-50 loss on Friday night. And it just has cooled off rather dramatically. Mind you, the same could be said for the Hoiho in this quarter.
It is tough, you know, that you play on the Friday, travel on the Saturday, and play again on the Sunday. And with a short rotation like the Pouākai, who essentially played 6 players. Ashley Shortridge has played 6 minutes. But, you know, really outside of that, Abby Cabello playing off the bench, that's about it. That's really tough to maintain, you know, playing 2 really physical games of basketball. Having to exert a lot of energy here on both ends of the floor, trying to make something work offensively and executing very aggressively on the defensive end too.
Here's Rynell looking for a teammate. Finds one and Can. Defensive work there, but Can gets that step. Tied it up by Rabati. Can't get it to go. Now it's with the Hoiho again with an opportunity to take the lead. Bradley. Oh, lovely pass. There it is, B&B. Bradley to Bowman, and the Hoiho are in front.
And that's just cleaner basketball from them. Paige Bradley going downhill, beating her player off the dribble, and then finding a wheeler. That's very simple basketball. The Pouākai have made it extremely difficult for themselves in this tail end of this quarter. Hence why they haven't had a lot of luck offensively.
Rabati, 3-point shooting has been superb. Not on that occasion. 3:55 to play. Hoiho building on that momentum they created in the third quarter. The crowd now getting behind the Pouākai. Cho from the elbow, too heavy. But another look for the Hoiho. Here's Cho again. Oh, it's got to be a foul, and it is. The foul's going to go on Michaela Can, and Natalie Cho is going to head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Smart foul there from Michaela Can. Was definitely going to be giving up a wide open layup if she had not given that one up. So going to force Cho to the Chemist Warehouse stripe and have her earn those points as opposed to just getting an easy 2.
Very good at that Chemist Warehouse stripe too has Natalie Cho. 5 from 5 now. Picture of poise and concentration, and hits the second. 3-point lead for the Hoiho. That double-digit margin the Pouākai enjoyed early in the third quarter evaporated. And now another turnover. Up to 19. Bradley pushing the pace. Good hand there by McGoldrick. It'll stay with the Hoiho.
A nightmarish fourth quarter for the Pouākai. Offensively, only scoring 4 points. And then defensively, very much struggling as well. Not executing their screen coverages how they like. That rotation defense not looking great. And everything going right for the Hoiho in terms of Bradley, Bowman and Cho getting going.
And another timeout called. So Mackenzie Forbes takes the lead in the MVP mix and pick poll. Feel like they're going to need something special from her down the stretch. Almost 14 points so far coming in the first half. Tallied up the assists as well. And Todd Marshall on the other end, the Hoiho coach, will be super impressed with the fight back from his team as they seek a second win in season 24.
Yeah, absolutely huge comeback. It didn't look too promising for them, and you know their offensive side of things looked very stagnant. They couldn't execute anything, but they've kind of dug themselves out of this hole and have played really nice basketball ever since then. It can be hard to lose that momentum and get down on yourself when you go down such a deficit that they did. And great for them to come back, not only make a game of it, but take the lead. And now Pouākai completely on the back foot in front of their home crowd. And you're right, for the Hoiho to get 2 wins in a row after dropping their first 3, that would do, huge things for their momentum and just continue them trending upwards.
Yeah, they got the Phi next, the Hoiho on Saturday. The Pouākai back here at Cowles Stadium next Sunday, hosting the Tokomanua Queens. Let's show right in front of us with the inbound. Bowman. There's Joe. There's that little shuffle. And draws a foul again. They're putting the ball in this young lady's hands. And it's coming up aces.
And that is offensive rebound number 17 for the Hoiho. They only average 10 offensive rebounds a game, so well above their average against the team that leads the league in offensive rebounds. And they are only sitting at 11.
Remains flawless from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, Natalie Cho. And Sammy Gallagher off the bench as well. 4 offensive rebounds by herself. And there's the foul call on right now as she was wrapped up. Down by 5, the home team. Where do they go for a response? Maya alluded to, just 4 points so far in the fourth quarter. So tick below 3 minutes to play. Forbes wanting that screen. Didn't quite get it. Go again. Oh, lovely work, Bowman. Another turnover. It's the whiteboard, I think, just went crashing into the chairs there at the Pouākai bench.
And you can understand it, right? Very empty possessions, one after another for the Pouākai. The ball very much just sticking. That was their issue against the Kahu, as Elise Hurst. Dagger.
Cometh the hour. Elise Hurst. She's been searching for it all afternoon and is coming up big late in this ball game. How about the Southern Hoiho? Double-digit deficit in the third, leading by 8 with 2:23 in the fourth. Paul Flynn, the whiteboard still in one piece, but remonstrating for that timeout call.
And execution now for the Pouākai, essential in these last 2.5 minutes. They have had no luck offensively, but they're going to have to find it. But it all comes from getting defensive stops. And the Hoiho just flawless in the way they've maintained their composure and have executed when it actually really matters.
Certainly have held to 35 points in that first half. 37 here so far in the second. Defensive intensity and the offensive output just ratcheted up a couple of notches at least. And a real collective effort too, not falling on just one player. Right, What can the Pouākai conjure after the timeout? Rhino and McCann on this right wing. We get the Forbes down low. Bradley in front. Picked it up slightly early there. Mackenzie Forbes as Rhino misses the three. Rebounded by Bowman. Under 2 minutes to play. Defense cry around Cowles. Bradley, bit of contact there, and the lead coin official Regan Ashley saw the same picture I saw. And another trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the Hoiho. They can get out to a 10-point margin.
Not what I would have envisioned for this last quarter, Nick, that's for sure. Still 4 points in 8 minutes for the Pouākai. Paige Bradley really finding her feet after a really tough start.
And how about the free throw shooting? In fact, from both teams, I just wanted to double check. It felt like we hadn't had a miss, and we haven't. 15 for 15 for the Hoiho. Not even a commentator's or potential commentator's curse there. Bradley 16 for 16, and it is a 10-point lead, a long way home for the Pouākai. And how about the defensive work again from Natalie Cho? Not a steal on that occasion, but a tip. Super disruptive.
Almost a turnover once again. They would have been turnover number 21. Every game that the Pouākai have won, their assist count has been much higher than their turnovers. The assist count at 18, turnovers at 20. A very telling sign for the Pouākai.
Here is Can. Oh, great work there by Bradley, creating a really tough look for Can. They will get another go, the home team. A defensive hustle. The willingness of all 5 players on the floor as a collective. This has to be admired here for the Hoiho. It's a big reason they carry a 10-point lead with 1 minute 25 to go. And they'll call a BNZ player timeout, as both teams have one each to use. Can, Forbes, McGoldrick, Rabati and Rynell just chatting things over. Of course, BNZ, it's a ticket to the big game. Scan that QR code there and win a ticket to come and see for yourself what all the buzz is about regarding Tauihi Basketball. Tickets for sports groups, community groups and the like. Plenty still to be won. So scan that QR code for more information and your chance to win. Don't know what this competition is going to throw up, you think? And Pouākai, after beating the Kahu at this gym last week, would get the job done over the team currently occupying 5th spot on the ladder. Well, the exact opposite is going to happen. It's Cho again, Maya. What a player she's been. What a player she is.
Look, we knew about her defensive presence from her game against the Phi, the way that she defended Ashley Jones, and she's shown that prowess yesterday. Anticipates really well from being in that held position, gets tips on kickouts really well. I think that's her 3rd or 4th jump ball she's caused. She has been huge, especially down the stretch here for the Hoiho. Their defensive execution in this last quarter, it's not often that you hold for the Pouākai to 4 points in the last quarter. Not to mention, Mackenzie Forbes has not scored in the second half.
Forbes gets it in right now. Rifles it to Rabati. Need this to go, to say the least. Doesn't, but McGoldrick puts it back up and in. She's got a team high 15 points now, Ezra. Still an 8-point margin. And a foul by Can. And I believe it's shots from here. It is.
It's not really what you want if you're the Pouākai. You know,
especially a 100% free-throw shooting team.
Exactly. And Paige Bradley, a clutch one at that. I believe it's Elise Hurst, which, you know, possibly could be even worse. They definitely would have wanted a stop out of that as opposed to a foul to potentially, again, push this lead out for the Hoiho. And in a minute, that's a big deficit to claw back from. Not impossible. Some stranger things happen, but it's pretty tough.
Timeout will come after this made free throw. Paul Flynn wants to chat it over once more. Scratching his head. You can see there in the left corner how quickly it can turn in Tauihi.
Yeah, it feels a bit like Rapid League, the way that this has changed.
Well, you love to see it, don't you, in sport? The jeopardy of it, it's part of the attraction. It's the best reality TV available. I have no idea what's going to happen. Unscripted action. And the Hoiho, you couldn't have blamed them if their confidence was relatively dented. Was it none from 13 from 3? So they entered half-time. Felt like a long way away, but they have clawed their way back admirably into this contest to lead by 10. And a real collective effort. Been all on one player. It's super impressive from a team that's just had the one win so far this season.
Absolutely, and I think, we spoke about this pre-game. They had those 3 losses, but they weren't necessarily reflective of how well, they played, and probably quite unfortunate to drop some, some close games. And to finally get the win against the Fi, felt like everything they had done now coming to fruition. And we're seeing that once again, just an upward trend for the Hoiho and the way they're playing and executing on both ends of the floor. Like you said, a really good team effort with 5 players now in double digits and contributions across the board at key times for different players.
They advance the ball here, the Pouākai. 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. Down by 10. Not insurmountable, but it has to start now. Here's Can. Again, just seem a little bit off kilter. Demanding that screen there was Forbes. And kickball there is going to go on Hurst. Just surprised by that after timeout possession, though. I think the urgency be there. Down 10. Don't get too many more opportunities. It's just eaten up 10 seconds.
Yeah, and that shot fake from Hayley Reinell. Quite surprising, actually. Thought that she might put that one up, given the urgency. Like you said, they need a bucket here, and they need to get it quick, and that's more like it.
Can fires away from 3. Away to the right. And the heads have dropped a touch here for the Pouākai. And a foul on Hurst by Reinell. And it might be about limiting the damage here now for the Pro Build ITM Mainland Pouākai. I'll take a look at the foul there by Reinell in the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. And there's the first free throw miss of the ball game with 40 seconds to go. Miss them both. Oh, Cowles crowd going home with something. Sal's pizza slices as Rabati can't get the corner 3 to go. They're going to be defining misses for the Hoiho as Hurst has it back now. She will be fouled. The foul is going to go on Rabati. I believe that's her day done. That'll be foul number 6. And so you can see there the frustration evident, both coach and veteran point guard right there with the corner official. And a little bit of confusion again with the stadium scoreboard, unable to show that 6th foul, but I believe it is 6 on Rabati. And eventually, is told she's going to have to make way.
I think everyone from the Pouākai feeling a little bit stumped right now. It just feels as though kind of the breath has been taken out of them. And life has been sucked a little bit out of this gym. Definitely not what I think anybody was expecting coming into this last quarter.
Here is Can. Of course, every bucket counts, and they should be cognizant of that fact. It's such an even competition. That sort of sums up the second half, though, doesn't it, for the Pouākai? And then through lack of effort, trying their utmost. But just 6 points, Maya, in a quarter. Needless to say, is very rarely going to get it done. Hoiho on the other end, 60 to 59 at the end of the third. After that somewhat remarkable Sammy Gallagher bucket. So 18-6 here in this 4th quarter in favour of the visitors. Make that 19-6. And has been a second half onslaught. Hoiho going to move up to 2 wins, 3 losses. And that's going to be an identical record to that of the Pouakais. Forbes from the Cowles Stadium car park to give the fans something to cheer about. Her first bucket of the second half gets her to 17 points, but it'll matter little. The Southern Hoiho upset the Mainland Pouākai 78 points to 69 and register back-to-back wins after 3 losses to start season 2024. A lot of smiles on the faces of the ladies from the deep south. Zoe Richards, we got a tie there in our mix and pick MVP poll. Zoe Richards and Paige Bradley currently locked up. Paige Bradley with 17 points as well. 5 players, double digit scoring for the Hoiho. Bowman had 14. Hurst coming up clutch late with 13 points. Natalie Cho, a lot of work defensively, also had 12 points, her season average. And Chelsea D'Angelo as well, a lot of points early in the ball game. Give the Hoiho some confidence heading into the second half, which they took and ran with. 11 points for her for the game. Let's send it down to Maya. She's got Paige Bradley.
I was just saying to you off here, heck of a win. How do you feel after that comeback?
Yeah, I mean, it was real important for us. I mean, it wasn't our first half, but we came out of the locker room knowing what we needed to do, and it was so nice to fight back and get that win.
Yeah, what was that halftime chat there from Todd? Like, what were the adjustments that you made that, you know, ended up in a massive comeback and a win in the end?
I think we just had to stay confident in our offense. I mean, we were shooting horribly. But the main focus coming out was defense, making sure they didn't have those second chances and just getting them out of their rhythm, because some people were catching fire and we didn't want that to continue. So, yeah, I mean, putting it all together, but I'm happy we got it done. And credit to them, because they're a good team, and we're lucky to scrape that one out.
Absolutely. That's your second win now, 2 in a row, and you started the season off, you know, not how you would have desired. What does that do for your momentum now? That's 2 wins. You're just trending upwards. What does that mean for you going into this, like, tail end of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's short, right? And we thought, oh, it's only 3 games, but there's only 9 left, and now there's only 7 left. And, yeah, we just wanted to continue to put things together offensively and defensively. It's good to have the momentum going in to the second half of the season. And, yeah, it's important for us to stick together, and I think we're really finding our groove, which is really nice.
So congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Paige Bradley there with Maya, a key contributor for the Southern Hoiho. 17 points, and not only that, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, just the 2 turnovers as well, and a steal for good measure. A lot of high fives around that Hoiho huddle as we take a look at the key stats, courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. Maya, Paige Bradley, she came up big late.
Yeah, she said it herself. They shot horribly in that first half, and I think that's the best way to put it, but she was huge in that tail end as well. Samantha Bowman, the 13 rebounds you see there on your screen. She was also a large contributor. Shout out to Nat Cho as well, who was great defensively. Michaela Can and Mackenzie Forbes trying to get it done for the Pouakai with 7 and 6 assists apiece, and then you see Paige Bradley there topping that stat category once again with 6.
We're about to see our defensive stats, and this is really going to tell the impact of Natalie Cho. 4 steals, and then you think of all those tips, deflections, disruption. I believe it's 2 blocks as well. We'll see on the next slide, but what can be said about that lady? Like, she had a huge say in this game.
I think it's that anticipation of understanding what the defense is trying to do and then disrupting that, like you said, got her hands in it. Ended up with 4 steals, but actually, as we see, 2 blocks. You were right there, Nick. Good job. Also caused about 4 or 5 jump balls, I think,
yep.
And that was huge down the stretch and keeping Pouakai to a 6-point fourth quarter. That was their Achilles heel, their lack of scoring against the Hoiho, completely exposing that in the last quarter, and they'll be super happy, you know, with that second win in a row, and it's going to carry the momentum, you know, into the tail end of the season.
Speaking of momentum, next up for the Hoiho, they head to Taupō to take on the FI, a team they beat just last week, so they'll be looking for 3 on the bounce. Before that, at Event Stadium in Auckland, Thursday night hoops. The BBNZ Northern Kahu hosting the FI, so a really quick turnaround for the FI, 2 games in 3 days. And then back here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch next Sunday the Pouākai, after a couple of losses this weekend, will be hosting for the first time the Toko Manawa Queens. So wins in round 4 for the Kahu, the Queens and the Hoiho. Rounding out the 4th round of this competition. It's been fascinating so far, and still so much basketball still to come. That'll do it from us here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, where the Southern Hoiho, on the back of a superb second half, get the job done. 78 points to 69.